Caught in the chaos, nowhere to run. The left and the right both come undone. Josh and Eli, truth in their veins, breaking the chains of partisan game. A brash your patriot, where do you stand? Lost in the storm, no promised land. Stuck in the middle, hear that cry. No red, no blue, just you and I. Stuck in the middle, the fire burns, both sides crumble, no one learns. Wolves in the shadows, masks on their face, screaming their lies in the public space. Josh and Eli, shredding the lies, lighting the truth with blazing skies. We're glad to patriot, call to the brave, fight for the reason, refuse to cave. Stuck in the middle, hear that cry. No red, no blue, just you and I. Stuck in the middle, the fire burns, both sides crumble, no one learns. Stuck in the middle, hear the cry. No red, no blue, just you and I. Stuck in the middle, the fire burns, both sides crumble, no one learns.
Technical difficulties aside. Are you okay, Eli? Eli?
What? Yeah. What? Hello. We're doing the thing. We're doing it live.
Yeah, dude. Hey. We're doing a show right now. Right now. We're live right now.
I was a smidge, just a little exhausted. Please, everybody, play the world's smallest violin for me because I am pitying myself. My God, I had to do a whole job and rush here, risk my life and limb to be here for those of you, and bless you for joining us.
I didn't sneeze. I didn't sneeze. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
No blessings for Josh. Hashtag cancel Josh.
Yeah.
Welcome all you fine people. Let's see. I see Katie, Martin, Seafells, Dirk Canadian, Shamrock. Hey, Samuel, Joe Pon, and anybody that I may have missed. Shep, I haven't forgotten you. Welcome to another edition of Stuck in the Middle.
What a bunch of lovely people to see in the chat. Some OGs, some newcomers, some friends. It's all great to have you all here, and we hope to have a little more. We are going to try something new tonight. For the whole show, we're going to have open phones. All right, we're going to turn the phone line on. And we're going to see how it goes, right? We'll see how it goes. If it starts to kind of derail too much, and maybe we're getting ahead of ourselves and nobody will call in and we're being like, well, a lot of people are going to call. So, maybe no one will care. But we're going to give it a shot because usually we kind of turn it on, I feel like, too late sometimes. Like by the time we turn it on, everyone who wanted to have something to say are like, yeah, I'm going to bed. Or like, yeah, F it, I'm out, So we'll try something new tonight. You down with that?
I say we use that as the Candace strategy. Like, you wanted to call? Well, just return in about 4 days, and then we'll finish where we started.
So I'm even nervous. Like, should I turn it on right now or just wait like 10 minutes so we kind of get into something and then pop it on?
Yeah, let's lube up first.
Okay, yeah. It's always smart. Always wise to lube up. You never want to do anything too dry,
Hell no, son.
That's weird. That's weird how we just got to that comment there.
I don't know why you took it there, but I'm ignoring everything.
You said lube, okay? I just, this is our first Thursday in a while. I think we've promised to do Thursdays or alluded to the fact that, hey, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, we haven't done one. So this is our first one. So there's, it's high stakes right now. Nerves are high. Tensions are tense. So, we're just trying to do our damnedest.
Yeah, no, we've been promising a Thursday for almost a month, and finally, after a few Saturdays later, here we are.
Thirsty Thursdays, right?
Thirsty Thursdays is a thing. We're here to quench that thirst. Let's see. What are we biting into? If you shall, if I will.
If I shall. Well, we do have a few things to get into. A little more exploration of the government shutdown, because maybe was it a show ago, maybe 2 shows ago that we were talking about the government shutdown, but I don't really think we did it justice as far as what was going on with the shutdown. We just kind of, we're talking about the overview, so to speak. And over the past few days, as Eli, as well as myself, wow, word salad right now, as well as myself, kind of started to learn a little more about the shutdown. And initially we had, and I can kind of speak for myself on this, I'm not speaking for Eli, but I was very like, no, it's 50-50. That's usually how it is. And upon further research, it does start to seem, can it always be 50-50? Like, isn't it okay sometimes that one side fucks up? Isn't that allowed? Like, oh, yep, no, they fucked up this time. It's definitely on them. It can't be like, yeah, it was on them, but also look at the Republicans, look what they're doing. So we got that to delve a little further into.
Typically when there is an issue and there's 2 parties involved, as much as things can be 50-50, I think statistically you will normally find, if you do enough homework, that one side had a little bit more provocation or had a little more skin in the game, what have you. And only because of this show, yet again, I continue to learn because we have to do more research about the things being reported. There may be some factoids that is giving evidence that it is one side more than the other.
And I'm still undecided, so to speak, on how much it really is, because a lot of what we have we're getting from the other side, but you'd be hard pressed to find, the side in question. For instance, right now we're talking about Democrats, enough of the convoluted talk, but you'd be hard pressed, in my opinion. Well, actually not. We do have two clips, but of people who you would consider Democrat kind of being like, yeah, no, this is on us. Like, they love politics, loves the blame game. Very seldom do they take like self inventory and are like, you know what? This is our fault this time. You guys, not that you guys were right, but we were wrong. They can never even say that.
That's a myth, Josh. That's it, like in a kid's book somewhere. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Once upon a time, a Democrat said, "Yep, this one's our bad." Never happened, sir.
Our bad. Then we'll get into what we weren't able to get into on the Tuesday show, is essentially some hypocritical media madness, as we like to call it. More so, like when I was doing the prep, I called it versus. I said, I think his name was Graham Plattner versus Pete Hegseth, and the Nazi tattoo controversy, and just going back and forth and seeing how one side handled their own person having said tattoo, and then how they addressed their opponents having maybe even a less than substantial tattoo, but how they dragged him through the mud. So that'll be interesting. And then just some general hypocritical bullshit in general. And unfortunately, it is a little more on the left tonight. We do have, JB Pritzker and this girl, Nicole Wallace, both saying, you know what? I don't think we ever called Trump Hitler. Cue them all calling Trump Hitler. Cue like 2 minutes of Democrats calling Trump Hitler and alluding to his administration as being, Nazi-esque. So all that and more with some open phones and a little bit of East Wing, a little bit of East Wing talk. Eli and Love our East Wing banter. So,
Oh yeah, Trump's just doing his thing for the trick or treaters, and shout out to some of the new names I'm seeing with some comments I do want to read.
Yes, go for it. Should I highlight any comments? We got that feature now, bruh.
Let's see. That's true. What's up, O'Malley? Pizza Party Conga Line. I'm not even gonna try. Let's see. There's a quote there, but I'm not sure. Hold on. Are
you talking about by Steve Schmidt?
Yeah. I just don't know, what's the context there. What's up, Thor the Crazy Dude? Tyler Robinson is innocent. Free him now. Well, that's quite a bold statement there.
We are starting off with some wild shit, huh? Holy shit.
Yeah, by God. I mean, well, at least we know we're touching on some of the spicy.
We do have a few things related to Charlie Kirk that if we have time, we'll get there. It is Halloween tomorrow. We got some Halloween related stories. We'll try to get there. All that and more coming up in the next few hours on the Stuck in the Middle program.
One to highlight. I'm sorry that I very rudely interrupted.
No, please highlight. You can highlight and overtalk any bullshit you want to, man.
O'Malley 5196. If every Republican votes to end the shutdown, it's over. It's that simple. How accurate is that statement? Yeah, it's a little further up there.
Right there.
You got that, sucker?
Yep. It's sent there. What was it? Yeah. If every Republican votes to end the shutdown, it's over. It's that simple.
Is it that simple?
Fuck, O'Malley knows more than we do, I suppose.
I mean, I was really under the impression it's not that simple.
I mean, as we went over before, too, like, usually it seems like both parties like to use, their opponents as the reason why the government is shut down. So I don't necessarily think O'Malley is wrong as far as as far as the idea there, but I don't know if truly Republicans can vote to end the shutdown. I'm not sure that works. You know what? I will chat GPT that while we're moving on here, but we probably should move on. Actually, you know what? Let's do that real quick.
Yeah, no.
Real quick.
I say move on, because I think some of the stuff that we already have in our coverage is gonna actually.
But now I want to know
that.
Can Republicans vote to end the government shutdown?
If this ends up being correct, I'll have my what is it? I'll eat my crow. Is that what people do? They eat their crow?
Here we go. This is what it is. Yes, in principle, members of the Republican party can vote to end the government shutdown, but there are important procedural and political limitations that affect whether they alone can do it. Here's a breakdown of how it works. What they can do: a shutdown is ended when Congress passes a funding bill, such as an appropriations bill, or what we know as a CR, a continuing resolutions bill, that provides money for the federal agencies and programs that were shut down. In the United States House of Representatives, the House, if Republicans have the majority and are unified, they can pass a vote for a funding bill. In the United States, Republican senators can also vote for such a bill or for motions that advance it. Example: to end debate, move to a final vote. For example, a bill introduced by Republicans to pay federal workers failed to advance because it didn't reach the required 60 votes for it to be approved. So I guess there is some disagreements in with the Republicans, but I thought those 60 votes, I thought they were kind of for the Democrats. I thought that's where they had their leverage by holding out on those 60 votes.
Okay, so like a layman's answer is like basically yes, if they do if they check all the boxes, they could end the shutdown and get what they want.
Right, but they don't have. So because Republicans do not always have 60 seats in the Senate, even if they vote unanimously, they often need some Democrat votes or independent senators who caucus with Democrats to reach that threshold. For example, but Republicans will at least need 7 Democratic votes to pass any spending bill out of the Senate. So I don't think that's necessarily true, what O'Malley said, but maybe somewhere in therein lies some truth there. But let's get on to it.
All right, rip right into this motherfucker right here.
Rip it off like a Band-Aid. I mean, there is a few different areas to get into, but okay, first, let me ask you this, Eli. Do you know, or are you aware of actually what the stalemate is, what the holdup is with the Democrats and Republicans? I think we kind of discussed it before, it being related to the ACA, the Affordable Cares Act, but as further information comes in, it's more understood. So do you have a better understanding yet of what that holdup is?
Okay, full transparency, it is the very information that you gave me that I still don't feel confident enough to break down to the people that have come here to learn something. So if you wouldn't mind, not to pivot or deflect.
No, not at all.
What is it you explained to me regarding these the wealthy and the $150,000 to $200,000, and this is essentially what blames this puts the onus on the Democrats more. If ever there was, this is a smoking gun for anybody on the ground floor that's pointing fingers. This is the evidence to say it's them motherfucking D's.
And it seems like what it is something in the Affordable Cares Act during COVID was passed as some type of emergency that I believe was granted for funding from 2022 to 2023. And then in a different bill, I forget what that bill is called, but it will be mentioned. It was extended to 2025. What they're trying to do, the Democrats, is they want a continuance of that COVID emergency plan. What's up, man? Like, you look pissed off now.
Can you see that? All right, check out.
I don't really pay attention to the chat that much, but
I'll read it.
You gotta chime in.
Universal Sun 7, we adore that you have joined us. We are champions of discourse. It is also in honor of Charlie Kirk and all those that do not sacrifice their voices. Once we lose our voice, it's violence, it's bloodshed. Homeboy says everyone's afraid to say it, but I'll say it. Universal Sun 7 says it's the Jews.
Oh no. You love that, don't you, Eli, when people blame the Jews? That's your favorite.
I mean, what can I say? Look, hey, screw it. I'm not going to even give the background. I don't give a shit. It's in my heritage. Please show me the evidence. I'm hearing it more and more. Hell, a coworker of mine told me the same damn thing. He used the same rhetoric, used goyim and all that. And I'm seeing it more even on the further right, the fringe right. That's being parroted more. Can I get some evidence aside from a list of countries that kicked them out or their persecution? Can you cite something? Can you want to call in and explain to me how it's the Jews, and where's my Jew money? Where's my Jew checks? Where am I benefiting? None of my family that are Jewish, I am not technically Jewish, are I don't know. I see nobody in on it. Nobody's living in a tunnel. Nobody's in a cabal. So what's going on? Where are we at?
It's a
I
great
want my
question.
benefits.
It's a great
I want my
question.
Soros money, bro.
The phones are officially open if you feel like calling in, chiming in at any point. 954-546-3455, 954-546-3455. Call the show. Just know it's up to our discretion, you know, if we were like, okay, no, this kind of derails us or not. So we're going to try and navigate this as best we can, but just be prepared if we're a little rude to you because you want to ask something else. We may say, hey, call in later when we talk about it. I'm being a little too detailed right now, but
Yeah, no. It's
good
okay.
luck.
Basically,
If people feel like calling in, there's the number. We got Google Voice up on this side, and we can play if you want to right now. So I got 3 different videos. I got like a random person. I got Rand Paul, and then I think it's a C-SPAN. Oh no, Rand Paul, Mike Johnson, and then some kind of like random dude, all kind of explaining in their opinion, which we can look up if we want to in real time and see how true this is, but kind of explaining in their opinion what's going on with this shutdown.
okay, well, I like the guy with the name Johnson because it reminds me of like a porn name. So let's
Mike
start with
Johnson.
whoever that is.
You want? Well, I got Rand Paul pulled up real quick, and this is about like a minute clip. So he's going to explain. He's the one who actually explains what a lot of the Republicans don't about the Obamacare subsidies and how it actually benefits people who are more well off than it benefits those who are not as well off, which is kind of ironic because right now Democrats are all in a hullabaloo about people not getting their SNAP benefits, but yet one of these subsidies that they're fighting for helps people who have more money get more money. So it's like, that's weird, right? You know, how about people who
Yeah.
don't have food get more food? But, you know, hey, who am
This
I, right?
is what I've been waiting for. And please do not feel dissuaded if I may sound impassioned if I read a comment and think differently. That's not me trying to chase you away. It's just me saying, please help me explain it better. Let's
That-
have a conversation. That's all.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
No reply.
a long roundabout way to say, let's not be so sensitive, right?
Right.
We're talking. A lot of people have they base themselves on their political ideology and their political views. Don't do that. Don't do that because then that leads to emotional outbursts and people getting
Oh, real
upset.
quick. Last episode, by the way, since I read the entire chat,
Yeah.
there was 2 people that were spending at least 30 minutes saying you got paid by the Flat Hats because you were describing the bullet fall of the Charlie Kirk.
The flat hats. Who are the flat hats?
I'm assuming more of the Jew rhetoric. You're getting paid by the Jews.
Oh, me personally?
Yeah.
How the fuck did they figure it out, man? Shit.
I know, dude. I know.
The
Trust me.
Jews.
All right, but I digress. Let's hear Rand Paul. break
Now
it down
that I'm all figured out, I mean, what's the point to hide it anymore? So yes, I was paid by the Jews to push that theory, but onwards and upwards, I say, onto some more important stuff. You know, like Rand Paul.
We know it's extraordinary that the Democrats are refusing to vote for the same spending levels they voted for in December of last year. One of my complaints about the spending levels is that these are the Biden spending levels. So this is a continuing resolution of the Biden spending levels. Every Democrat in the Senate voted for them in December, and now they're voting no. And their reasoning is that they want to get the Obamacare subsidies that are expiring. They want them to continue. But there's not enough people actually talking about what the Obamacare subsidies are. These are subsidies to rich people. So if you make $225,000 a year, the Obamacare subsidies that they're talking about give you $1,500. If you make $100,000 a year, the Obamacare subsidies $13,000. So this is an people,
It does
and
that.
they're willing to let food
It was
stamps
a remix,
expire
Tim Pool
while
remix.
preserving a subsidy for somebody making $225,000 a year. It is insane, and I think if they were confronted with it, I think they would buckle quicker. It's just that the Republicans haven't been very good at describing exactly what these Obamacare subsidies are.
Yeah, they've typically just described it as healthcare for illegal immigrants. And on the USDA website, it says healthcare for illegal immigrants and gender mutilation procedures.
You know, like, why wouldn't they be a little more detailed about, you know, what, you know what I mean? Like, that's what Tim Pool's saying right here is like, you know, they're just saying it's for illegal immigrants, whereas Rand Paul just explained something completely different than what we are aware of about the Obamacare subsidies. So, like, why aren't they going with that narrative or pushing that if that is true. That's
Excellent.
odd.
Like, okay, so my question, based on what you pointed out, why did Tim Pool retort with that? Wouldn't he want to expound more on this Obamacare subsidies, which apparently means what Democrats that vote for this shit or help push it are going to benefit the most, right? And aren't Democrats, as I recall from being a former Democrat, the ones that hate when the rich get richer?
Yeah, again, it specifically is trying to keep something from COVID going. It says before 2021, the ACA subsidies premium tax credit were cut off entirely once your household income exceeded 400%. For example, in 2020, a single person with income above 51,000 or a family of four above 106,000 received no subsidy. Now that's completely different. You know, if you're the head of the household and you were making up to $100,000, you could get up to $13,000 in subsidies. And it says the American Rescue Plan Act, the ARPA, temporarily changed that for 2021 and 2022, and then the Inflation Reduction Act extended it through 2025. So it was kind of supposed to end in 2022, but it was extended until 2025 right now. And so that's one of the things, or at least seems to be the main thing the Democrats are pushing for and holding fast on, is this specific Obamacare subsidy.
Call me crazy, but I think there's
You're
a
crazy.
large, thank you.
Yeah, you told me
I think
to.
there's a very large contingent of the Democrat. Look, they're making me crazy. I'm frothing at the mouth of Democrat supporters, voting Democrats, blue no matter whose, that have no idea about any of the information that Rand Paul has shared, which is tied to actual citations, sources, and facts. They don't know. They hate the rich. That's their jargon. But they don't know they're literally celebrating and voting for them to remain wealthy and comfortable at the cost of them and us.
And here's just a little more information. So what's not true, it's not accurate to say that everyone making 100K got $13,000. It only applied to those buying individual coverage on the marketplace, not those with employer-based insurance. So, for instance, if you were making 100K, but your insurance was paid via your employer, or you paid it through them, you're not getting that subsidy. It's only the ones when, you know, that you went on the marketplace for and kind of searched what plan worked best for you, could you find and get up to that amount back, or whatever, towards whatever healthcare plan you were going to.
Okay, this is
So-
the closest I've arrived thus far.
And then
to
what it is too,
understanding
bro.
this.
I'm sorry, and I'm not meaning to cut you off, but it's not necessarily the ACA, but it's the COVID emergency thing that they added to it during COVID that they're trying to continue. So there is some conflation about the Affordable Care Act being, oh no, that doesn't say that. Well, yeah, no, it doesn't. But whatever they added for the COVID emergency to that is what they're trying to maintain.
Why COVID anything in this fucking bill? Why?
Well,
We're past
as that guy who told me, you know, when I went to go film and I asked him how he's been, and he told me, well, I refused to answer that question for the past 11 months, you know, because that's when Trump was in
he's
office.
a fucking idiot.
He
Yeah,
overheard
God
someone
bless him.
say, yo, something about COVID being over. And he looked at me and he said, I can't believe people think COVID's over. 100 people still die a day or a month from COVID. And he shows up with three masks
Yeah.
deep.
I was going to say, get a message to him, give him my full name and address, and tell him to stick his BLM third mask up his fucking ass. That's all.
You want to hear some random Joe Schmo maybe explain a little more information on this? Because Rand Paul just kind of, covered one area, but I would like for us, all of us, you, me, and anyone who's watching who really doesn't know, just have to be better understood about what the actual stalemate stopping point is. Because we were under the assumption, again, it was just the ACA. Now we're getting a little more detailed into what they're talking about. And for whatever reason, the Republicans like to stick with the idea that, this is for illegal immigrants, illegal aliens, whatever the case may be. But like, this is just as powerful, in my opinion.
I think it would be a better lead because when I've
Yes.
tried to have this very debate, they seem very close to being able to debunk it, and I end up getting tongue-tied with the conflation of asylum seeker and illegal immigrant, and I'm tired of that argument. Also, real quick, thank you guys for joining us. Please feel free so we can continue our conversation, our open phone lines, and bringing you the content and a regular schedule to jump out of the bush from bush watching, get to bushwhacking, hit the thumbs up, join us in the conversation, subscribe if you haven't. We are here to stay.
Get the bush typing, get to bush typing. We're also trying to cross the threshold of 2,000 subs tonight. I'm not sure where we are on that venture, but goddamn, we are trying.
We're just like 5 away, guys. 5 away.
We appreciate you for
help us break a milestone.
Of that. Here's some random guy. I don't know how random he is, but I've never seen him before. But he's now going to explain part of this government shutdown to us, and let's get his take on it. Because I was really in the dark, as much as we wanted to cover it 2 episodes ago, but I just kind of understood it very top level. Now things are starting to fill in the blank, so to speak, with what is actually really the main standpoints, the main issues here.
Yes, this is very important because this has been an ongoing conversation / debate for a long time now, and I want to know what the fuck I'm talking about, and I think everybody does.
Yeah, so here's a random guy talking about it, and if you feel like it, feel free to fact check what he says. I have. A lot of it seems to be the case, but
government shutdown, not a both sides issue. Why are the Democrats to blame? Well, Democrats are using a short-term spending bill to push long-term policy changes that don't belong there. They've said it outright. They will not vote to reopen the government unless their healthcare demands are met. What they're demanding is an extension of temporary COVID-era spending that artificially lowered healthcare costs under the Affordable Care Act. Those measures were not part of the ACA itself. They were emergency subsidies created under the American Rescue Plan Act and later extended through 2025 by the Inflation Reduction Act. When that spending expires, the ACA simply returns to its original pricing framework. Not a spike, not a crisis, just a return to baseline after years of inflated relief funding. And yes, people will feel it. Premiums will adjust. But that's not because Republicans raised prices. It's because Democrats are refusing to admit that these subsidies were temporary. They're using the fear of higher costs, a perception they created, to justify holding the government hostage. And because
so essentially what he's saying is like the prices are going to return to normal as they were during the same Affordable Care Act that they initially voted for, and they're trying to use the COVID emergency subsidies as a way to say, look, it's going to go up. And it's like, yeah, but it's going to go back to where it was before we were at COVID because of all the government subsidies. So it's like,
do you personally believe, based on what we are doing our best to understand, benefits or coverage in this bill should be eliminated?
100%, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there are still things out there that are dealing with it. But you know what I mean? But like maybe it goes down from 100% to 1%. You know what I mean? Like maybe the subsidies are more dialed into, people who are actually still suffering with, I don't know, long COVID or something like that. You know what I mean? As opposed to this general fucking thing again. We're not dealing with it. So why are people getting subsidies for healthcare that, that are supposed to be used in an emergency situation that we're still kind of paying for?
We're not in the same emergency fucking standard situation where they were able to do so many things and strip our rights away.
Yeah. Let's see what else he has to say. We'll keep going a little bit more.
As Republicans are in full power, this is great leverage to make it look like it's their fault, to justify holding the government hostage. And because Republicans are in full power, this is great leverage to make it look like it's their fault. Now, here's where it gets even more reckless. They're not just trying to extend the pandemic subsidies, they're also trying to reopen and revise parts of the One Big Beautiful Bill, a massive spending law that's already been passed and signed into law earlier this year. The One Big Beautiful Bill reshaped portions of Medicaid and other federal programs, and Democrats now want to undo sections of it by tying their changes to the current funding debate. Instead of debating revisions through normal legislative order, They're trying to squeeze them into the continuing resolution, which is a short-term bill that's supposed to do one thing: keep basic
Fund the
government
government.
operations funded. And that's the abuse here. A continuing resolution isn't a policy-making tool per se. It's a bridge, a stopgap to prevent a shutdown while Congress negotiates the full budget. Using it to rewrite sections of existing law, whether that's the pandemic relief measures or the One Big Beautiful Bill, is procedural malpractice. Again, not the right place, not the right time. Look, the Democrats are desperate. They are held captive by the socialist wing of their party, the Democratic Socialists of America. And they know the only thing they have to appease that base is empty rhetoric about Trump, MAGA, and the Republicans. So it's not really about healthcare, in my view. It's about control, about rewriting existing law through the wrong channel and using a temporary funding bill to do it. And as more people understand that, it'll be hard to unsee the man behind the curtain.
Oh, shit. That had to hurt. That had to sting a little bit to some people on the left. I mean, not that he says it, but
Well, the fact that he's able to pull this information and it being true as it sounds, I'll do my due diligence. I'm clipping that. I'm sharing that on every social media outlet where people are coming at me every damn time I try to make this argument. And this sounds like a lot of the missing pieces. I'm
It's-
sick
yes.
and tired of having this half-assed argument that ends up in the same place.
which I don't know though, is like, why is there missing pieces? Like, why aren't the Republicans just saying what this guy just said? If they really want people to understand, that's what I don't understand. Is this guy just took fucking under 3 minutes to explain it to where, you know, you could easily use that in a debate or like as information. You could easily look it up and verify to see if that's true. If you know, like maybe he's being hyperbolic on some of his statements there. I'm not sure, but I'm saying it's so easy to digest and understand the way he's saying it. You could look it up. And maybe, you know, he speaks for 3 minutes. It takes you 2 minutes to verify something, 5 minutes. And now you have a better understanding of what the government shutdown is about. And it just doesn't make sense to me why the Republicans at least wouldn't want that easily digestible information out there. Is that because, I don't know, is that because then the Democrats will have that information and they'll try to, you know, like they're, you know, like it's like they're playing poker. They don't want people to know why they're doing it. They just want to see, you know, what happens when all the cards are dealt.
Could it be in the grand wide world of dirty politics and corruption that to some degree there is maybe a mutual understanding of this and they just don't care and they understand that they're getting to do some more layoffs, they're retaining their wealth, they're not losing any money. Maybe they realize at some higher level that they're both profiteering and we're the only ones suffering, just us little working class schmucks.
But
Is
what-
that a possibility?
But what does having your own constituents keep left in the dark? How does that benefit them? Like right
Brother,
now, a lot of people think it's like on both sides. Oh, you know, like, look, they're both playing politics. And if this is the case with what a lot of people are saying, that this is kind of the holding point. And apparently, as we're going to learn, if this is true, Speaker Mike Johnson says they've came to different attempts to come to different resolutions like 6 or 7 times, and they've all been shot down by the Democrats each and every time. You know, now what we can do is we can see how the Speaker of the House addresses this situation and see how he puts the blame on Democrats. Does he bring up any of the issues that, you know, this random dude brought up? Does he bring any of the issues up that Rand Paul brought up?
This is what I want to see. I want to see the evolution of this issue be explained and argued in a way for all of us
Brought
to
you a little
know
visual aid here to just remind
everything that's going on, everything that's on the table, nothing being hidden, because we shouldn't be relying on some random person that's in the party speaking on a TikTok. I wish this was the major discussion. Who else we got here? What's good?
That is so. This is, like I said, this is Speaker Johnson. He's going to have some remarks on the shutdown, and let's see what he says. And I haven't seen this clip yet. I just saw him. I just saw Johnson remarks on Shutdown, and I saw it. It says, like, he's talking about blaming Democrats, but I want to see if he brings up anything to the points that we just learned about, from these two other people. Let's see what.
Some wild comments. All right.
Yo, read them.
All right. Props to everybody. Just speaking your mind, just being honest. Because the masses that vote Democrat can't understand what the guy explained about the game. Like, I feel you, to flame the fires. And then there's whatever this is. You sound completely brainwashed, period. You took us all around the country just to get to the back door. When you're outnumbered, you do what you got to do. Being led by hate, many of y'all sound the same. I don't know what that direction was, and I think I took it wrong at first. But
That's
okay, moving on.
Remind everybody what the simple facts are. 4 simple facts here. The Democrats are required to open the government. They keep saying Republicans are in charge of government. We aren't, not in the Senate. 60 votes control the Senate, not a bare majority. And so point number 1, Democrat votes are required to open the government. Point number 2, they refuse to do it. They have no.
So the lie there being, or the lie that he's indicating being that, like, when everyone uses the talking point, the Republicans control everything. It's like, yeah, but not when it comes to voting in the Senate. And that's and then another straw man will be built, and then they'll argue that straw man, and they'll move on from the 60 votes argument. Like, yeah, well,
We know the playbook.
Yeah.
If it's not the one thing, they're gonna have the other thing.
let's keep them going.
Voted 12 times to keep the government closed, and they'll have another chance today or tomorrow.
It was
maybe
12
multiple times this week, and we'll see what they do.
They've come together 12 times, and each time it was voted down.
Mm-hmm.
The third point is very important because they've been trying to confuse the American people. They've tried to say this is a fight about health care or this or that or any other thing, and it's very simple. They put this on paper. They made this their demand in writing in the record of the Senate, and it has not changed. These are just 4 subpoints there under fact number 3, but there's many more. But among the things they're demanding, this.
Is he going to say it, or is he going to go with the illegal aliens thing? And literally, while saying this, I have a fucking theory as to why they don't want to bring up the subsidy thing. And to me, it makes perfect sense why they're keeping people in the dark about it. But let's see what he says.
All right. You got my
attention.
attention.
It makes perfect fucking sense now.
Number 3, but there's many more. But among the things they're demanding, this is what the Democrats in the Senate are demanding to reopen the government. They want to give $200 billion in health benefits to illegal aliens and non-citizens, paid for by U.S. taxpayers. That is in their proposal. They want billions in wasteful programs to be returned to foreign countries. So we stopped these things. They want to turn it all back on. They're demanding that we do all that to get the government open for hardworking Americans again. They want to give $500 million to left-leaning news organizations, and they want to cut $50 billion from rural hospitals. We will not do those things. And they know that very well. Which leads us to point number 4. The Democrats have now openly admitted, and you all had to cover it last week, that they're using the pain of the American people as their leverage. That was the number 2 ranked Democrat in the House.
But honestly, still, like, he's just playing with like, see, the Democrats are bad, and he just says that like as point number 4. Like,
this is without substance. It's just another blame game round.
Dude, I hate to do this, but I need 30 seconds. Cover it.
All right, you freaking
go read the chat. I got you. Ba-boom. Hopefully nobody calls in. That means they're going to call in.
All right. That's okay. I'm quite accustomed to this. Let me check out. I love, during this opportunity, engaging with the chats, trying to catch up with everybody. And let me just offer the quick reminder. It's okay if we disagree on anything, hell, everything. That's why we exist, okay? So even if you say something like, I saw somebody commenting, Zionist shit show, just to, out of the blue, make my position clear, far enough down, there's Jewish heritage. I'm not of the blood, but I feel like I have skin in the game. To me, and I've been doing my best to study and understand this, I think Israel has a right to exist. I do, but I am America first all the way, all the fucking way. I'm tired of us giving money to every other country but our own working class, our own taxpayers. So it's been a very challenging time for me personally to try to wrap my head around this and try to find unity in those spaces. You know, I'm no fan of Netanyahu. Nobody in my family is. Just, I wanted to get on that point because I saw the comments kind of scattered about. So let's see. Dulce Daddy, Trump, like all narcissists, must put other people down in order to build himself up and feed his fragile ego. You mean like him arranging the peace deal ceasefire and getting the hostages back between Hamas and Israel? I mean, as much as you may hate him or call him a narcissist, you got to give him some flowers there, right? Hell, if you're a Democrat, Operation Warp Speed, which us Republicans weren't a big fan of, but people wanted that vaccine very quickly, and he did it because of folks like you, right? So I don't know. He can't win even for losing, as far as I'm concerned.
Here's my
Move
theory.
to Israel. We pay for their free health care. Yeah, I'm not I don't want to live in Israel. Don't get
Who's
me
giving
started.
you shit right now? Who just said move
No,
to Israel?
this was just there was sprawled out comments in general.
You
I'm
should
not
go
taking
back to
this-
your country.
No, I
Fuck,
don't.
man.
I don't even know if that's what's being implied. I think that was. He didn't say that like, "Hey, you go back to." No. I'm glad.
Oh,
they
he's
have
just making a
free
comment.
healthcare. I don't want. I wish it wasn't because of the American tax dollar. I want our tax dollars to benefit us as Americans to the maximum. Okay, America first should be plainly clear, and the bare minimum, to vote. But that's just not the case.
Are you ready for my theory?
Yeah, by all means. Oh, and by the way, I
Yeah.
have my issues with Palestine and Islam. Okay,
You don't got to explain yourself.
call me a xenophobe. All right, go ahead.
You don't got to explain yourself. The reason why they don't want to use that argument is because I may be overspeaking here, but like, a lot of conservatives and Republicans that I know aren't necessarily. There are a lot of poor rednecks, right? Are rednecks
Sure.
necessarily Republicans? I don't know. But I know a lot of people, for instance, in Gainesville or up here in certain areas that have like nice houses in Jacksonville, down in Fort Lauderdale where we used to live, like in certain areas of Florida, when you go to these nicer parts, a lot of the folks seem to be like, they vote for Trump, they vote for, so my point is a lot of the conservatives and Republicans would probably also want that money. Whoa. No, actually, we'll actually stick with that. We kind of agree with the Democrats on that because, hey, if I make $250,000, I'd like a $1,500 credit. You know what I mean? Like they would actually like that, in my opinion. Like that it might be, they may not disagree with the Republicans as hard as they do when they hear, look, they're giving it to illegal immigrants. Yeah, rabble. You know what I mean? Like one seems a little more emotional based that will appease to their like not necessarily racist, but like conservative. Like, hey, I don't want any. I want to keep America being like whoever's here right now, we stay and that's who we are. Like we don't want anybody new in that kind of vibe, as opposed to the other one. So
Okay, all right.
Thoughts?
Trying to just have the consensus here is they are advertising to the lowest common denominator here by sticking with the illegal immigrants are the ones benefiting to keep the ruse going. Is that what you're saying?
It's a denominator that appeases to all conservatives and Republicans.
Yeah,
right.
It's
so like
one of the biggest.
by lowest common denominator, I'm not implying, I'm not saying you are, but I'm just more for clarification. I'm not saying that they're appeasing to the lowest, like the poorest, the lowest type of Republicans, but the lowest common denominator being like just an emotional, look, they're giving your money to people that you don't want here. Oh yeah. As opposed to, hey, if you make a certain amount of money, we're going to give you money. It's like, well, that's not that bad then. I like that. Well, let's go with that one. And they don't want to say that because
Are they utilizing it to garnish and keep the support, you're saying? Again,
right.
with
Yeah,
them?
like exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Kind of it's a little bit of a manipulation technique, because like I don't know, that's the only thing I can think of. Like, why else do you think they're not explaining it like we just heard Rand Paul do, and why aren't they explaining it like we just heard that young gentleman do? Why did Mike Johnson in this instant not say anything about these subsidies that the government is giving you money if you make a certain amount of money? That's needless spending, especially right now during a non-emergency thing. Why is that not being brought up? Because a lot of people, they like free money, I think.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Okay. I mean, I think this is very plausible.
What else would be the reason? I would love if you have another reason as to why you think Mike Johnson and other Republicans don't bring up the points that we just went over about the Obamacare subsidies giving, or more specifically, that were created during and for the COVID emergency. Why don't you think they're bringing up these subsidies? I would love
They
to
don't
hear
think
from
we're
you, the people
intelligent
out
enough.
there.
They don't think we're intelligent enough is all I.
What do you mean
they
intelligent
really-
enough? Like, intelligent would be like, that is intelligent. That if I told you that, you'd be like, well, no, I make that much money. I would like, if I make $100K a year, yeah, I would like a $13,000 subsidy towards healthcare. Yeah, sure. You know what I mean? Like, so they're not going to tell you that because they don't want you wanting that. They'd rather have you emotionally outraged. That's my opinion. I don't know. It just came.
Blue
to me.
Goblin says, I think it's because they would agree to it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes.
Right.
That's
Okay.
what I'm saying. Like, tell me another reason. And I'm not trying to beat a dead horse here, but I'm really asking you, Eli, what is another reason you think they're not bringing up these two things?
No, I think we, like, personally,
Okay.
I've covered every ground. Either they think, I don't know, that we're just stupid, or they're working on our emotions.
But what I'm saying is, if they think we're stupid, you're saying that they think we're stupid in the sense that we won't do any more research into why the shuts down. Like, how are they thinking we're stupid?
Yeah, just that they would think maybe the status quo voter wouldn't do the necessary research.
Got you.
Or
Okay.
have the nuanced debate kind of a
Got
thing.
you. Heard.
But I do kind of I agree with Blue Goblin and you on that consensus, because they would agree to it. Yeah.
I think it's because
what
they would
is that?
boom, send it to the show. Bam. I think they would
what do
agree
you-
to it. Indeed.
Sorry, what do you think of this comment? Because I'm not sure what to personally make of it. Everybody in the chat, feel free. All right, so Chris Trilla Lee, Trump is giving $20 billion to Argentina. We're
We spoke
fucking
about
them up
that.
right now, aren't we? Huh?
We spoke about that.
Because they have a conservative populist leader, but meanwhile, he's ending SNAP benefits for low-income Americans. Why are Republicans okay with that? Aren't we fucking them up?
Who, Argentina?
Yeah, or am I wrong?
think you're
Is
thinking
that
of
Colombia?
Venezuela, maybe.
Venezuela.
Yeah, no,
okay.
like we did, like we spoke about that, and we asked the same question maybe two or three shows ago. We're like, Mr. Make America Great Again, why is he giving $20 billion to Argentina when you could give that to American people? We came to an understanding that maybe Argentina has a quid pro quo with America, meaning over X amount of years, America's going to get this in return, and then we brought up also too, like, there was a study done. I forgot who said it. Maybe not even a study, but just a quote. Like, if you invested, $1,000 to $3,000 in every American and put that in their savings account over like 20 or 30 years, I guess if they didn't touch it, that would solve the Social Security problem. So, like, to me, that's a quid pro quo. Like, that's a good investment to make in your people who are, keeping your country alive. So, like, we definitely had a question for that, like, Trump is not perfect. There are things that he does that we were like, well, hold up, so.
Did you just
Great
say
point.
Trump is not perfect?
We just lost
Gasp.
everybody.
Gasp.
No.
Yeah, listen, I voted for him twice, but no, he is not perfect. And I do take issue with the people that worship him so much that it seems like, just like we accuse the left of having, like, they have no faith, so their entire political ideology becomes their identity. I fear with some, the support of Trump becomes people's entire identity. It's wild to me. Thank you, Michael Gillerin. This is like, our very second super chat. We appreciate you. God bless.
Shit, we gotta put it up.
Millie of Argentina just had huge midterm wins. Is this the fella that we were just discussing that got that money?
I'm trying to see how far down is that?
It's in blue. Just popped up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 comments up from the bottom.
Got it. Boom. Okay. Bam. Sending it. We appreciate you, Michael. Thank you.
Yeah, we honestly, this is Inside Baseball. This is just day 2 after 5 years of actually making that a possibility. So thank you. We really, really appreciate it.
Let me show you how I feel like we are also asking the right questions and on the right track as far as noticing that this could be, in this instance, which is fine, it goes back and forth, but in this instance, that it does seem to be a little bit more of a Democrat thing. Here in this clip, you have Jake Tapper not letting Melanie Stansberry, is that her name? Let me make sure I said that correctly.
It sounds epic.
Melanie Stansberry, yes, she's a Stan. Melanie Stansberry. He's not letting her get away with playing the political blame game, which I would like to see more. I would like to see people on their, people of their own side. If you're a Democrat, you critique Democrats. If you're a Republican, you critique Republicans. It seems to have a little more weight behind, inner party critiques as opposed to a Democrat blaming a Republican. It seems to hold a little more weight. Like maybe they'll listen to you a little more, but as we do know, when you question something your Lord Democrat says, and it's one thing that they don't like, you're a Republican immediately. I don't see that vibe happen from the Republicans a lot, where if you question Trump, that means you're a fucking liberal. Like you disagree with one thing, you're a liberal. I don't see that.
The very first issue that ever got me ostracized when I was an active progressive was simply when I was not all on board with the trans movement. And oh my God, my closest friends, so-called, would call me transphobic, and I proudly wear this turf and all that shit. Yep, so be it. The shoe fits. Also, Global News is in the house, and
what up, Global?
Do you mind if I get on my soapbox briefly? There's something I've been wanting to say.
Please, yeah, go ahead.
All right. God bless you, Lori. I adore you. Thank you for that phone call we had. I saw one of your posts very recently. The things that you say seem to be pretty typical in certain areas. I honestly think, from my perspective, that, and correct me if I'm wrong at some point, you don't have to do it tonight, I think you'd like the Jewish people completely removed from the U.S., and I think you'd like to see Israel just destroyed or gone. And I'm not putting words in your mouth. It's my interpretation, and I'm sorry if I'm wrong. And I'm eager to continue to understand. And that's all. Sorry to put you on the spot.
That was a big. You really put her on the spot there, huh? Sorry to put you on the spot, but I'm putting you on the spot.
She's got her own channel, and please, everybody, feel free to subscribe to her Global News Network.
We're gonna have her. We're gonna have her on the show soon, right? We're gonna have her on the show soon.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Well,
I need that. I need that to happen. Yes.
Here is Jake Tapper and this lovely gal going at it.
From New Mexico, your home state, vote to open the government so that these SNAP funds are not at risk?
Let me be clear. The administration is choosing to starve American children with money that they already have appropriated.
I'm not applauding their.
Oh yeah, that's another thing too. Actually, I think he's going to say it, so I won't have to speak ahead of me. But they are also fighting for like this 2 or 3 weeks of extra money sitting there, as if like that's their long-term solution. Like, as opposed to reopening the government or whatever it is, they're like, look, there's money there that could be used. How dare you hold that up? It's like, that's just going to last like a week or two. We're not, sure, okay. It's an odd thing to argue.
A short-sighted argument right now should piss all of us off.
Yeah, check this out.
All of us, given that, go on.
Like, when Jake Tapper agrees with you, it's like, oh, shit. We might be onto something here.
The Democratic senators from New Mexico, your home state, vote to open the government so that these SNAP funds are not at risk?
Let me be clear. The administration is choosing to starve American children with money that they already have appropriated.
I'm not applauding their
by
tactics.
The White House.
Well,
this is a choice.
He's
by
getting
the
frustrated.
This is also, Congresswoman, this is also a choice by Senate Democrats to not vote to open the government. Yes, it is. I understand why they're doing it. They're doing it because they want Medicaid funds restored. They're doing it because they want Obamacare premiums to be extended past the end of the year. I understand the reasoning.
Sir, let me just be clear. The money for contingency plans is sitting there. That is why the states are suing. The White House is withholding funds from
2 to
children
3 weeks worth
to
of SNAP
have
funds.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it may not be a big deal to you, but let me
It is
tell
a big
you
deal
that
to
for
me.
the grandparents, for grandparents
big deal to
that
me.
literally are feeding their children,
My point
to
is that it's a
not have
short-term
money
solution.
in those accounts.
It's
it
a
doesn't
short-term-
matter. At the end of the day, people need to be able to feed their families, and Saturday is when those funds
If you
run
feel
out,
so
and
strongly,
we are fighting
Congresswoman,
to get
why
that
not
funding.
ask?
You see how she's filibustering, where she's just talking over him, not letting him get a word in.
That's another thing that triggers me is when anybody that's in a corner starts to filibuster. That's when you know they're full of hot air. That's exactly what I'm seeing. I'm hooked on these comments. All right. So to the individual, what is it? MT Prince 2019, Trump unalived Charlie Kirk, and all I want to say is you are more than welcome on this platform to pretty much say just about damn near anything, almost, right?
We definitely got to be
within
careful
reason.
with the
But
K
we
word.
We're completely allowed to say what we feel in that regard. And while everybody has their own opinions and conspiracies, I just want to say to you, sir, I believe that is horseshit. I think you're a silly goose. And remember, when it comes to claims such as that, the burden of proof is on you. So that's that. Feel free to call in. Make me a believer.
Shamrock says, "Oh man, you know you're in trouble when Jake Tapper gets it and calls you out. Not wrong."
Damn
and
right.
then Michael says, this is why Johnson and Trump are playing dumb. You don't interrupt an enemy while they're making a mistake.
Ooh, I like that one.
This
Chaos. Michael, I'm getting that tattooed.
Chaos for You says, I need to be able to feed myself. I can't do that because money is being stolen from me so lazy, entitled losers can eat. Oh, ooh.
I mean,
oh, damn.
I know it's not always the best optic. There's people that need it. There's somebody very invested that's been trying to make me a believer. Yes, I guess, SNAP is a necessity. There's people that can't really help themselves that great. But you know what? For me and a lot of others, I do believe you should be able to get off your ass and fucking work.
Yeah, and
just
who's really hurting the disabled people right now? Apparently, we're hearing that it's Democrats holding fast on something that they could literally pass. Like they don't. Like the whole thing is what people are confused by or don't understand. It's like, no, you could pass the continuing resolution thing, fund the government, and then have this debate, ongoing. And then the Democrats feel that if they do that, they lose their leverage. And we watched that one lady, Catherine, somebody who's like, no, we know this is going to make people suffer. We take this very seriously.
Did you see the movie? It's literally about the Democrats. It's a metaphor for the Democrats and the disabled. It's the movie called Misery.
I haven't.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm being dead serious.
Okay. Basically, there's a woman that finds her favorite author. She gets him in her bed, straps him down, and while healing him and claiming to get him better, she takes a sledgehammer and breaks his legs, so he has to stay there.
Oh,
all
God.
in the name of getting him better. Yeah.
This sounds
bro. It's a
miserable.
classic. That was written by Stephen King. All right.
Families, and Saturday is when those funds
If you
run
feel
out,
so
and we are
strongly,
fighting
Congresswoman,
to get
why
that
not
funding.
ask the Senate Democrats from New Mexico to vote to open the government so that the SNAP funds...
Sir, I am here in the House of Representatives. It is shut down. I am fighting to get the government reopened. I am fighting to get funding put
She never
back
answers
into
the
SNAP
question.
that is already existent, and I am fighting for the American people. I am here, but show me a single
Jake
Republican
Tapper
that is
knows, so he
here.
has to
Not
sign
a
off.
single one is here to make sure that Americans are fed on Saturday. That is why I am here.
Talking point.
Democratic Congresswoman Melanie Stansbury from New Mexico. Should the Democrats?
Stansberry. Thank you, Stansberry. We appreciate your comments there, Stansberry.
Yeah, thanks for sticking to the script and giving nothing more.
Here's another one. Here's and this is C-SPAN. You know, C-SPAN. I don't think they're known for their bias, right? What happened? Like, listen, anytime I see you make that face, I know you just read something, so you kind of gotta say
Sophie,
it.
You're taking me really too fucking literally. Did I not say it's a fucking metaphor?
Tell me which one. Which one?
Sophie Storage says nothing political about misery. You dolt, you fool. I was making the conflation of the Kathy Bates character literally sledgehammering and breaking the legs of the person she convinced she was helping get better. Okay, do you see what I did there? Okay.
How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? All right, but here's another one from C-SPAN. You know, C-SPAN, like I was saying, they're pretty cut and dry, right? I don't really feel like they're usually just like, here's a court and here's the video. You know, like there's never really any commentary, at least as far as I know. Like C-SPAN is where you go to find like those one camera, you know, Congress sessions where like the camera never shifts. It's just like a constant thing. It's a feed. Nothing's really and usually there's like an hour of just nobody there, of just the stand by itself. This broadcast will begin momentarily. It's just boring. And then when they come on, it's just like, and I do concede to that. So like, order, I do hereby concede to the 25th. Order, sir. We will not have this. All right, next. You know, it's so boring. And that's what usually C-SPAN does.
To me, a metaphor for that would be the equivalent of watching
What's a
Bingo
metaphor?
Night. Huh?
What's a metaphor? Like, what do you use it for?
Uh,
How do you use a meta?
I cannot entertain your puns, sir. I am too emotionally invested.
You talk about the people who own Facebook? That's what
clearly,
meta's for.
Clearly, Pryor, Richard. Damn it, Josh. You're going to pun Biden me. No, like watching C-SPAN is like watching a tennis match or watching bingo night at the elderly folks' home, you know?
Right.
Yes, that's the dry news place.
Not anymore, all right? Hold on to your seats and your pants and maybe your glasses if you have them, because you might get bucked off by this wild C-SPAN clapback. I didn't know they did this. I had no idea, dude.
Do they have like a Jerry Springer edition?
I'm gonna start watching C-SPAN now.
Like politicians gone wild in C-SPAN.
C-SPAN was like, yeah, man, but you do know that you's a bitch though, right? I was like, what the fuck? I wasn't expecting this to happen.
Oh, I'm dying to see this thing.
Ready?
All right, bring it.
I'm probably overhyping it, but I'm just saying, just think of it in like what C-SPAN normally does. All right.
Yep, and I know it well.
So that's all. I mean, they could really like just use like the word, what the hell was that about? And that's like a 200%, like, whoa.
I know.
Right. So
you
just
got the soundboard drop for that.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly. Yeah. You mean.
Oh. Thank you.
Did
exactly.
have a clean CR vote on September 19th.
Here we go. Hang on. Restart it.
They did have a clean CR vote on September 19th in the House. Did you vote for it?
I disagree with your characterization and want to make sure that we're very clear about what Republicans have been doing. Any bill that they've put forth, they've always had some extra stuff to it. There's always been a poison pill to it. So I disagree with your characterization.
You mean like what the Democrats have right now in their bill? Like, I don't like.
Deflect, pivot.
In the same, like, there are people just like her on the Republican side, right? Like, like the same construct of how she just answered that question, in the way she answered that question, on the right as well. Those people, those same types of people who answer questions like that, left or right, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. No, like, you're rage bait, you're clickbait, you're bullshit bait. Like, why are you even in politics? Who elected you? Man, bro, woman, lady, get out of here. You know, like,
careful with the assumption. We are talking about the Democratic Party here.
That's why I use I'm talking about both, though. I'm talking about Republicans and Democrats. Anyone who answers questions like that, like, you know how she could have answered, and then you know how she answered. Like, it was very deflective. I'm offended by how you phrased that question. Oh,
It was like a dry Katie Porter response.
oh, dude, Katie Porter, don't talk about my woman like that. That lady knows how to fucking debate.
She is fuego.
I want to
know
see
it.
her versus Trump, dude. You know what? We're not doing this. Like, she just calls off the debate mid-Trump debate. You know what? Fuck this guy. I'm not doing this. And she just leaves. It's like, wow.
Yep. She'll claim victory too. Yeah.
I mean, I would give her the victory. It was like, you just fucking shut down Trump in it. Like, he'd be like, what just happened? I don't know what just happened. I've been to a lot of debates. I've never had a debate shut down before. I'm very confused. You know, he'd be fucking thrown for a loop.
He might actually get in his own head and be like, did I actually just lose that debate?
What happened? Why is she leaving? I didn't say anybody could leave. What's going on? I need an adult. I need help.
What Republicans have been doing, any bill that they've put forth, they've always had some extra stuff to it. There's always been a poison pill to it. So I disagree with your characterization.
Ready?
What were the poison pills of the clean CR or the continuing resolution? You say it's not clean, that was voted on in the House in mid-September.
Here's what's important.
Son of a cunt.
Oh, damn.
I think what you're trying to do is shift the responsibility to Democrats.
They did have a clean.
Dude. Fucking idiot. She does sound, thank you. She sounds just like Kamala Harris light.
You can't
over there.
And you're not allowed to criticize her, because if you did, you'd be racist. You know what I mean?
Tell me about it.
Oh, I don't have that. Remember, I had your sound drop. I'm a strong, independent woman.
Oh God, yeah.
Remember that sound drop? Don't got anymore.
I sure do.
I know you missed that one, right? And
that and my yeah. There you go. I've been thinking about my old David Letterman laugh.
Like the fact that she's not answering the question, and it's so infuriating. Like, people like this in politics is like, come on. And I guess the bigger issue I have with this is not her, but it's all the Democrats, or the amount of Democrats that do believe her and act like her. I feel like they're just doing the straw man thing. They're not having a real debate. They're now deflecting it and be like, well, I feel like what you're doing is you're trying to shift the blame. Not what? No, like, now you have to argue. Like, if you're not a skilled debater, now you're arguing that you were shifting. You know what I mean? Like this weird tactic allows you to debate something else now that you just didn't do, and allows her to kind of skirt from having to answer the question you just asked her.
My curiosity is if she and others like her universally on either side believe the shit that's coming out of their mouths, if they believe what they're saying, or if they know they're just, hitting the playbook.
I need to see her response one more time on that last question, because it was perfectly phrased. Because Republicans always put in a poison pill, and so what was the poison pill in the continuing resolution? Because the answer there is none. Because a continuing resolution, there is no, it's just fund the government. There is no thing with it. All the Democrats do is now lose their leverage by voting and agreeing to the CR. So that's the gotcha, and she's not going to answer it. She's not going to be honest, and that's, no matter the politician, that's what pisses a lot of people off, is this lack of real honesty, or self-critique, self-blame, real honesty, pointing the finger where it needs to be pointed, even when it's at yourself.
Everybody that pulls this shit, I wish.
But John Fetterman, boom, you're gone.
Right.
We don't like you anymore.
I wish these assholes had the heart to recognize what an insult this is to their constituency, the people that literally helped get them to where they are.
Eli, though, but it's not, though. They don't see that because the people who buy it don't take it as an insult. So
I know.
When you argue this point, it only makes sense to people who see it from the outside. People from the inside,
Derek.
Yeah, like people from the inside, when you make this point, it's like, what do you mean? There's no insult here. She's just being honest.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if this very clip was sent to us. Be like, look, y'all got owned,
Yeah, exactly. See how she handled it? Oh, by not addressing it. Gotcha.
doing. Any bill that they've put forward,
One more time with that last
some
question.
extra stuff to it.
So the Republicans always got some extra stuff. They always add their poison
always been
pill.
a poison pill
the
to
poison
it.
pill.
So I disagree with your characterization.
What were the poison pills of the clean CR or the continuing resolution? You say it's not clean, that was voted on in the House in mid-September.
Dude, that extra long pause was like, fuck, I gotta get something good, and you know what I'm taught? I'm gonna filibuster and deflect. Filibuster and deflect. PD, baby, PD.
September.
Here's what's important. I think what you're trying to do is shift the responsibility to Democrats.
That's what I'm saying. Do you not have any responsibility? Do you not take any self-accountability in why the government is shut down? And the answer clearly here is no, or we don't want to admit that because, again, we lose our leverage.
These dumb bitches are good at pretending to be Riris if they're not really Riris.
I know. Why would you want to look like that?
Yeah, sincerely. My God.
Why would you want to look like the Riri? And like, you know what's odd about this whole thing, right? Is a lot of them are like, this is their last leverage, and they want to make Trump look bad, right? That's the whole goal here. Well,
optics, PR.
Yeah, exactly. To make the president look bad. You know, they want to, blackmail him essentially into making concessions. And you know what's weird, Eli, is about 12 years ago, another president actually gave a nice little quote. I don't want to say an entire speech on, but brought up that if something like this were to happen to blackmail president, that's pretty messed up. That guy being Obama.
Every time I see Obama's face, I remember in Family Guy, Peter Griffin putting his portrait back up on the wall and giving a kiss on the forehead.
Yeah. Mwah.
Yeah. Oh, also, another quick reminder, guys, our only currency is engagement. Please continue to please have at it within the comments. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up. We'd appreciate it. And subscribe if you have not. We will be coming at you every week. All right.
All right. Here's some Obama, and it's interesting. Here's what he has to say here.
If Republicans do not like the law, they can go through the regular channels and processes to try to change it. That's why we have elections.
Okay, that's fair.
So they can go through the normal processes and procedures of a democracy, but you do not threaten the full faith and credit of the United States of America. Shutting down the government just because you don't like a law that was passed. I have to say, no Congress before this one has ever in history been irresponsible enough to threaten an economic shutdown, to suggest America not pay its bills, just to try to blackmail a president into giving them some concessions. I will not.
Right out of the horse's mouth here. Dear God.
Oof, right?
Dude.
That's a big oof. Oofa.
The internet, thank God the internet's forever. I want to personally play this on my alt account on Facebook, so everybody that thinks he's such a saint sees this again.
Yeah, that's I'm just, and you know what? You know what's going to happen here is like, yeah, but he wasn't talking about that. This is different. This is different. Just like how they view, and if we got time to get into this, we will get into this, Trump's East Wing thing. Just like how they're viewing the East Wing debacle as it being different, even though there's been a bunch of restorations made, additions made to the East Wing, even the East Wing itself, the Oval Office. But for whatever reason, right now, and Trump's not even using taxpayer money. But listen, I don't want to get into that right now. We gotta finish this.
Another one, because I think to the core it's completely false, and it's another failed talking point by the left, by Tom Elliott, and welcome regardless. A shutdown falls on the president's lack of leadership. I mean, problems start from the top, and they have to get solved from the top. A shutdown means the president is weak. Well,
Tom, I would love to hear, like, so So do Democrats at all in this moment. I don't know how long you've been watching this show for. I mean, as far as today, but we went over what appears to be a lot of issues on the Democratic side of things. I mean, sorry, on the Democrat side of things, that they are holding up some very intriguing things, such as trying to keep going this COVID Emergency Act fund, this Obamacare subsidy that you received specifically during COVID. So, I mean, I know you want to say it's Trump's fault, but those 60 seats in Senate, as we learned as well, play a big role. So, you know, Tom, call in 954-546-3455. We'd love to hear from you. You know, we're not going to jump down your throat just because we disagree with you. We're not going to jump down anybody's throat just because we disagree with you. And hopefully you give us the same respect. But listen, a good what for is always fun too. So
I'm afraid to report to you, Josh, that he did pwn us. Like,
he pwned us?
I want to put his name.
Damn it.
Right above the banner of Stuck in the Middle on the page forever. Check this out, dog. All right, this is some serious shit.
All right.
Obama didn't even talk about how good he was at walking downstairs. Weird.
Ready?
Damn.
I got it. You ready for this? Bam.
I don't know how to recover.
I got to
from
put
that.
it like, wait, maybe number 3. There you go.
I mean, say what
there
you
go.
will.
Tom pwned us. Tom pwned us. There we go. Over my face. We got pwned.
It's such a special pwnage that we added an O, by the way.
Yeah, I thought it was pwned. Like owned, but with a P.
Yeah, no, pwned is no O. But I'm in the know. That's okay.
I think that's how you do it when you're short on word economy, but like the pwn comes from owned. Yeah. So when you say owned and you put a P in front of it, it becomes pwned. So I know if you want to shorten it and, you know, like LOL type thing, laugh out loud. Yeah, I get it. You do PWND. You don't even use the E. But again, you know, we're adults here. We don't mind O's and E's. So
look, in all my years of pwnage and its existence, I'm just saying.
You like
never
you understand the idea of not using vowels, right? Like people like to shorten things by not like, and those are the two vowels that weren't used, O and E in pwn. So that's not necessarily how it's spelled.
I'm gonna meet you in the middle with, you know, Obama with an O. He's up there. And in honor of Obama, we're throwing an O in pwn.
That's fine. Listen, you can meet in the middle and be wrong all you want to. I got no problem with that. I'm perfectly okay with that.
Chat, I have an experiment. Everybody, God bless you guys. If pwn should have an O, please hit 2. If pwn should just be PWN, as I've always seen in my own life, please hit 1.
Yeah, no, that's the abbreviation. I'm not disagreeing with the abbreviation of pwned, but I'm saying when I'm spelling it out phonetically, it's pwned. It's P-O. Okay. It's just like owned, but with a P.
Word. And I support you, and I love you.
Listen, listen, if you and everybody else want to be wrong, I have no problem with that. It doesn't offend me much. I'm perfectly fine understanding that people can be wrong. You know?
Okay.
So that's okay, dude. That's okay.
Right,
that's fine with me. That's fine with me. So go ahead. Right. If you want to put 1 in the chat and be wrong, that's totally cool. You know, I have no problem with that.
I love it.
It's not going to offend me at all. Right?
All right, I'm clipping this one.
Not a bit.
Oh, that was my David Letterman.
Oh, look, Technolifus said prawn.
Get out of here. That's from District 8.
C-Files just said something incorrect. He said Josh is wrong. So, I mean, that's fine. Again, if you want to be wrong and saying incorrect statements, that's perfectly cool. I got no issues with that.
I'm not used to this. Thank you.
What, speaking
Bless
words?
You for
You're
that.
Doing fine.
Look, hey, someone took the time to do a little super chat. PWN. All right, they put their money where their mouth is because you type own but miss and bit P.
Let's see. Oh, we got it up on there. It says
thank you,
Michael Gillerin, for thank you again for the $2. He says PWN because you type own but miss and bit P. Listen, so like here's the thing. Appreciate the super chat. Much love, much love, much love. But like, you know, you see how that sentence kind of at the last half kind of fell apart as far as like spelling and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I can't take your knowledge of how to spell something off based on the grammar in your own sentence. And that's not a shot at you. That's just, you know, That's fine. It looks like you said prawn. You know, I don't know a PW. That's a pone, you know?
He corrected it at the bottom and said hit P. Pone because you type own but miss and hit P. You miss and hit, you hit the P. You miss the O.
So,
all right. Anyway,
so PWN is like poon, puin, puin.
speaking of pone or poontang, what's the next clip? What's the next cycle?
Yeah, that was Obama essentially saying, "How dare Congress pone the president like that?" POWEND, NED. I'm sorry. And then I think that's it as far as the shutdown stuff goes.
Just to anybody that blames the Zionism, please do call the show. I would love to have a conversation so you can explain to me how everybody's owned by the Zionists.
How about a quick little it's a palate cleanser that is the opposite of what we're going to get into, or it kind of is the same thing. So we're about to get into like a little area of hypocrites, a little verses.
I know where it's going.
Yeah. So here's Abby Phillips recently on Charlemagne the God's podcast, and it's interesting who she gives some credit towards. Abby Phillips being one of the main CNN, analysts, talking heads. I think you'll definitely recognize her when you see her. But very
real quick, I'm happy to report we did, in fact. Guys, you're all a part of a little bit of Stuck in the Middle history tonight. I cannot thank you all enough. We hit past our 2K mark.
Oh, shit!
On this very night.
Hell yeah.
Before Halloween. God bless each and every one of you. We have a passion for this show. Sometimes this show is one of the few things that keeps me going. Fuck that guy. Let's pwn this mofo. Spam ones in the chat if you want to pwn Josh and cancel him. No, but God bless sincerely. We really have a great vision for this, and you're all a part of it. Thank you. Thank you so very much. All right.
Let's see what Abby Blabby's about. Abby Blabby. See, on Charlemagne the God, on the Breakfast Club.
When you look at what Trump is doing as president, in a way, he's challenging capitalism. He's putting tariffs on countries indiscriminately, just because he wants to, making the case that he's doing it for Americans. He is taking government stakes in private companies. That's a Bernie Sanders idea, by the way. He is creating a government website where people can shop around for prescription drugs, another Bernie Sanders idea. So his willingness to just take some of these ideas that Democrats have been talking about and just do them, no matter how controversial they are, has been one of the things that, whether you like him or not, what people will say about Trump is that he does what he says. And I think that Democrats, one of the big problems that they have is that voters don't think they're going to do what they say.
That's a fact.
They say all the right things, but they don't think they're going to do what they say. And so whether it's challenging, you can call it challenging capitalism or challenging whatever, voters want to know that you're willing to buck the system for them. And I think Trump does that right now in a way that really shakes people up and makes people really mad. But that is also why a lot of voters, whether they like him or not, they will describe him as effective.
Bam. Whoa.
Bro, I'm in shock.
Yeah.
Who is this woman?
Abby Phillips.
Okay. I'm going to stalk her on Instagram or something. She's a genius. Abby Phillips.
Well, she's CNN, and usually she's kind of like shitty to Republicans, even though she's a little more down the middle, so to speak, than a lot of previous CNN people. But, dude.
Well, I mean, it looks like she's been on one as CNN host. This is about her. CNN host defends letting MAGA guests oh, never mind. Okay. She's still doing her CNN thing.
You have to please forgive me on this, all right? Just like you, I got here kind of at the last minute, and I'm not trying to literally flex or anything, but I had a long gym session today, and I've drinking so much goddamn water that I've never had to piss this much in my life before.
Wait,
so
what's that? You've drank?
drunk.
I'm sorry, I can't help it.
Drizzank. I drizzank
go-
so much
go
with
empty the
water. So I
bladder.
got to do it again. I counted last time. It was a 1 and 1. It was 1 minute and 1 second piss. That's how much. And there's just more. So I'm sorry to be TMI, but when I return, we will get to the whole versus segment, the whole really hypocritical segment. Graham Plattner versus Pete Hegseth. And then there's a whole JB Pritzker debacle, Nicole Wallace, and a little Gavin Newsom in there to boot. So please hold tight. Will you?
All right,
Eli,
get
you
on.
got this. Yeah, sorry. See you.
Get on.
Get out of here.
All right, let's see. It's just you and me. Hey, Jules, welcome back. I did want to thank you again for calling in, and equally your new bestie, Shamrock. You're a legend. We appreciate all of you, and Donna, who is such a wise and wonderful woman. Everybody that participates on the show to that degree, we just have an automatic respect for. It is literally what we're all about, and I know I've said that quite a bit ad nauseum. So let's see. Let me tickle myself and check out what. Whoa, what's up, Skillmaster? Skillmaster says Republicans are at fault. Period. Well, welcome to the show. You're a bit late. We've kind of covered a lot of details, going in so far as hitting kind of the meat and potatoes of the actual issue. And if you want to burrow further down enough and learn why the Democrats are more to blame, and it's not the easy cop-out that Trump's president, there go, it's the Republicans' fault. No, sir. Literally, they are funding an aspect of the bill that allows people that are making somewhere in the area of $200,000 to continue to get subsidies valued at $150,000. So the Democrats are literally, on boots on the ground. We hate the rich. How dare them all? But when it comes to elected Democrats, they want to keep them rich ones just as rich. They are I used to be a Democrat. Oh God, am I relieved that I'm not anymore. If you think I'm impartial because of that, you can call in and we can have a discussion. But they are the party of the panderers, okay? You don't see anyone else in Kwanzaa gear taking a knee, and especially when they're the majority of white. Pelosi in Kwanzaa gear is definitely on my calendar. Anyway,
I hate to do this, but I know you call the Democrats a party of the panderers, but we did just
everybody panders.
Yes, yeah, we did just go over how the Republicans literally are blaming it on illegal immigrants and their health care, as opposed to being like, yeah, these subsidies, because
100%.
they know people would probably be pro it. So
100%. I just responded to Skillmaster saying it's 100% the Republicans' fault, period. And his retort is,
what was the retort?
His retort is, you're regarded.
You're regarded?
Yeah, that's, you can't say apparently on YouTube.
Oh, man.
Skill, you're a master debater, probably an even more proficient masturbator. So once you clean off a little bit, maybe you'll touch that dial.
Yeah, why don't you call in, Skill? Come on, listen, just it doesn't got to be long. You are anonymous. We're not going to say your name, anything like that. Just call in, give us a call if you feel like calling, man. 954-546-3455. I believe the phones are open. I should probably pin that comment to the chat somewhere too. Just in case.
Not in defense, just the fact. JW48335. So these guys are maggots. Well, that guy down there didn't vote for Trump. I did, and I used to fight for Bernie Sanders and go door to door for that pizza chit. So we don't quite fit the narrative, except for the fact that I did vote for him. I changed my mind while being a registered Democrat. I voted for Trump and then registered as a Republican. So,
Trail Goat says MAGA locusts and slop goblins are destroying America. I'm definitely on the wrong channel. You guys are nuts, says Kim Pearson. Come on, call in, Kim. What are we nuts about? Melody Music says 100% Republicans' fault, mostly always.
Look, they're doing with the woman we just covered who was like dancing around the question. That's what they're doing. No substance, just the talking point itself.
Yeah,
If they had the conviction, they'd call.
Well, yeah, I mean, because they're probably nervous to call. That's going to be like a big pile on, but a lot of these people are tuning in for the first time. They didn't see the full part of the show where we hopefully had some good critiques of both sides. So I don't know, what the fuck were you saying while I was peeing, man? What the hell was going on? Were you like, yo, MAGA, MAGA? Did you start some like crazy MAGA chant?
I mean, okay, I was trying to keep it on the hush hush. Maybe pop that clip up in a short and then just infinitely loop it. But no, not at all. I just started reading the comments and there it was.
Martin Speaks says, libtards going reek. Yeah, yeah.
I
Martin, you're not wrong.
Stroke, but
you're not wrong.
The shoe fits by all means.
It does seem like people who don't like Trump at all just kind of come in and say shit like that. And it's not even like based on facts. It's just based on pure emotion. We would love, we would love facts.
We literally dug into citations, offered substance, and the best that we're essentially getting is Orange Man bad. So that's okay. That's okay. All right. So what's moving on to the next? Oh,
moving on to I was just going through some of the chat there, bringing up some of the chat. So let's get to the verses part. Verses. Are you familiar with any of the hullabaloo around what's going on with one Graham Plattner and formerly the controversy around Pete Hegseth? Do you know anything about it?
Some of my, believe it or not, chat Democrat friends were telling me that I should hate Pete Hegseth because of some tattoo he had that I've not seen with my own eyes.
Really? They were telling you that off rip?
Yeah, they were just straight up saying, dude, you know the guy has a swastika on his freaking tattooed. I don't think they said arm or anything. And
it definitely wasn't a swastika.
Right. That's what I learned later. So I have a lot to learn in real time here.
Let me close out some windows real quick so I'm not fucking up.
Do nothing, Democrats. I mean, it is tempting to jump in and just attack with the generalizations, but believe it or not, I believe in this show and discourse, no matter what comes at us as a result of what we say. So it's okay.
Try not to be as bad as them,
Exactly. I have no interest in it. At the very most, I'll just have a little laugh.
Yeah, and again, the key word was try. Not to say we're going to be perfect every time there, but we're going to try not to be. All right, here, let me pull. So I believe this is the video that kind of sparked the whole thing about this guy. He was drunk, go figure, somewhere. And
something I've never been.
Yeah, no, never. And apparently people caught wind of this video and were like, hold up. That tattoo looks familiar. And let's play the video. This tattoo on his chest. So the one on his chest, that one right there. And he's drunk as a skunk in a bar. So it's that tattoo. It's
That's what it is?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's a pretty Nazi specific tattoo, though. More so than I believe the Jerusalem cross. I'll tell you exactly. Let's see.
Look, I'm the guy with technically.
I might be wrong too, by the way.
I know the what is it, the thunder, the lightning bolts. I know of variety of the actual Nazi stuff.
Look up this word, Eli, right here. So check this out and see what comes up on your phone. Do a quick little search. The word is spelled TOTENKOPF. Tote and Kopf. It says the skull, the tattoo on his chest is that one specifically.
It's a German word for death's head. Or skull.
And apparently, allegedly, it was used by the SS. This one right here. That one specifically. And that's the tattoo he had. I mean, and then the idea to say that it's not, then why would
the Nazis adopted it.
Right, just like they
So
adopted the
existed.
fucking swastika. Remember the swastika used to mean peace symbol, like for the
Yes,
Egyptians
yes.
at one point. And
I do.
they ruined my favorite symbol. Damn it! I love the peace symbol. Now it meant the opposite. Son of a bitch.
They did ruin that shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna deny that.
So that if now look up the Jerusalem cross. Look that
Okay.
up. See if that was used by the
cross.
because that allegedly is the tattoo that Pete Hegseth had.
The Jerusalem cross.
See, it's a
also
hard
known
word.
As, yes, it is.
Yeah.
What am I? Did you hear that whistling?
I did.
Oh my-
See what's going on. I don't know.
Okay,
Must
dude?
be in the air.
Okay, did you see that? Okay, anyway, the Jerusalem cross, also known as the Crusaders' cross, is a heretic cross consisting of a large central cross surrounded by 4 smaller Greek crosses. Historically, it was the symbol of the Kingdom of Jerusalem established by the Crusaders. Okay, this is going way down.
Does it say anything about Nazis?
I'm going as far down. Later use. After the fall of the Crusader state, the symbol continued to be used by Christian organizations. And okay, I'm going further. The 5 wounds of Christ. I'm going further. Christ, spreading of gospel, Old New Testament. I am not seeing anything Nazi adjacent here.
You're not seeing anything Nazi?
I cannot see
Heyo.
anything of a Nazi relevance yet. I can dive deeper, but I mean, that was right.
So this
there,
is
and-
AP. This is Associated Press. They say Maine Senate candidate Plattner says tattoo recognized as Nazi symbol has been covered. It was so Nazi, in fact, that he had to have it covered, and he got this weird dog-looking thing on it. It's like, so he got it covered up, but I mean, like, there's a whole article that says he got his Nazi tattoo covered up. Right?
That's the title.
Yeah. And his excuse, as per, yeah, I mean, look, this is the title. Maine Senate candidate Plattner says tattoo recognized as Nazi symbol has been covered. They're not saying alleged Nazi symbol. They're just saying it's a tattoo recognized as a Nazi symbol. Yeah. We can't deny this one, buddy. Sorry. Our bad.
Yeah.
So how do you
When it's
think
in
like
fine
a
print.
how do you think a typical CNN panel? They hate Nazis, CNN, right? So like if you have a Nazi tattoo, they're probably going to want you gone. Like there's probably going to be no ifs, ands, buts, or whys or cunts about it. You're out of here, Buster. You're a Nazi, you're out, right? Well,
personal.
Well, maybe not. You know, especially if you're on Team Democrat, we're probably going to keep around for a little bit. Maybe we'll write this one off as a oopsie daisy, you know?
Or maybe it's them just going all in on being all inclusive. Hell.
Yeah. Nazi lives matter.
Yeah, yo. That's
Yeah.
the next
Except
Democratic
if they're
thing.
Republicans, then fuck those Nazis. But our Nazis, we're awesome. It's like,
You
what?
know what's sad is I can actually envision that shit. I'm telling you.
That's really what it is. It's like, yo, you guys are Nazis, so are we, but our Nazis are cooler than your Nazis. So
And they're gay.
fuck you. And we got gay Nazis. So we're inclusive. Except our gay Nazis usually get thrown off rooftops and they don't last long here, but we still try.
Yeah, throw them in the Middle East, see how that goes.
Right.
Free
I think he should be
Malta.
out.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
I mean, look, I'm Jewish, so this is very.
So the question
think he
was,
should-
should he
think he
be
should be
out?
out?
Should Graham Plattner be out of the whatever the fuck he's in, Senate or Congress, or the fuck he's in?
Think he should be out?
Yeah.
What about you?
I mean, look, I'm Jewish, so this is very personal to me. I've dealt with anti-Semitism.
The answer would have been no, like a resounding, like right away. There wouldn't be this bit, like anytime there's not a direct answer, you know, like, all right, here we go. We're going on a ride for this one.
It's the fluff piece.
Yeah, it's a long-winded way to say, nah, he's fine.
Yeah, they're just setting up and fluffing the pillow before they give the fucking weak ass no substance answer.
She looks like a gal who eats a lot of fluff too. Anyways, like actual like marshmallow fluff.
That itch be full of the fluff.
I love fluff, so like no
Who
hate
doesn't
there.
love
Jewish,
fluff?
so this is very personal
Look
to
at
me.
her.
I've dealt with
She
anti-Semitism
loves a good
my
fluff-a-nutter
entire
sandwich.
life, including by colleagues of ours in Congress. And I don't think ignorance is an excuse. Now, like, I am comfortable saying there's
No, the question was, should he leave?
should be no Nazis in the Democratic Party. The big tent is not that big. And I hope that my colleagues are comfortable saying that about the Republican Party as well.
Hold on, but you think he should leave the race?
Look, I don't know.
Come on. What do you mean you don't know? Look, I don't know. Okay.
When they're wearing that D, they suddenly are given just far more grace than even your most moderate Republican. It's
which is why when somebody calls us nuts and we're looking at something like this where, you know, the whole theme, the whole vibe the Democrats had towards the Republicans and towards Trump in particular was Nazi, you know, Nazi regime, fascist, you know, yada, yada, yada. Then some guy actually has a more legit Nazi tattoo and it's just taken as, I don't know. It's like, so then I can't take your outrage serious either then, you know, like your false out, like, then like, so I'm not going to cave to it. I'm not going to cater to the false outrage. You don't apply it evenly. You and your fluffernutter self, look at yourself.
Hey, that dumb bitch on my Facebook, Claire, literally said, oh my God, you have a Jewish background, descent, you have Jewish family. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're a fascist. And you know, I say, let's talk about it on the show.
Well, we got
it. Fascist. I don't talk to fascists.
We got to get into Pete Hegseth tattoos. And Jack of Dragon says Hegseth has 100% white on his wrist. Let's look
I don't know
that up.
Shit about that.
Let's look that up. I mean, is that
learn.
like? May I ask you a question though, Jack of Dragon? Like, if a man had 100% black or 100%, you know, Mexican, like, what is wrong with being 100% white? I know, I'm asking that question. I'm not saying
the answer is no.
No, the answer is no, Jack. Jack, the answer is no, Jack. He doesn't have 100% white on his wrist, according to which AI? ChatGPT.
Here, let me just break it down. What they might be confusing it for, apparently. Okay. It is possible the user is confusing a symbol with a tattoo, as he is associated with the 3%er movement, which uses the number 3 in an article as its symbol. Do you know what the 3%ers are?
I don't.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But what does 3 have to do with 100? Oh, because it says 3% and it looks like 100 or something. What's the?
Yeah, let's go
Jack,
with that.
come on, Jack.
So.
Damn it, Jack.
Jack, you bees wrong, son.
You bees wrong. You bees wrong, Jack. You bees wrong. So let's now hop over to Pete Hegseth and his tattoo. And
concerns are mounting over.
Just off rip, let's just see how the news is responding to his tattoo before we even see what the tattoo is.
For Trump's pick to lead the Pentagon. The Fox News weekend host and military veteran Pete Hegseth. CBS News reports Hegseth was one of 12 National Guard members who was removed as a guard for President Biden's 2021 inauguration over possible extremist ties. Hegseth has tattoos associated with the white supremacist and neo-Nazi movements, including what's known as the Jerusalem Cross, a symbol used by Christian nationalists.
Didn't we just cover that whole thing?
Look at him. He's so happy with it. She's like, see? She didn't say Nazi tattoo, but I mean, there's a lot. Just wait till we see the,
the white nationalist. By the way, I just wanted to add, give you some flowers. You know, I love giving.
I mean, what's
flowers.
the difference between, like literally like a white nationalist and like a neo-Nazi? Like essentially what you see on American History X, they're the same people, white supremacists and neo-Nazis. So they're trying to play this game of semantics. We're like, no, it's not a Nazi. It's it's a white nationalist Christian. Like,
yeah, no, I was jumped and beaten pretty bad by neo-Nazis, and I could tell you, you couldn't distinguish the ones from the neo-Nazis versus the white nationalists, okay? Real quick, I just wanted to point out, ever so briefly, you are right. What about anybody? Let's say hypothetically he had 100% white or whatever. What about a African-American, a black person?
Well, that's what I was asking before.
Black power. Black. Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate. So
attention has been paid to Hegseth's.
Nope, keep going. You know how it's just every time I open a link, it auto plays. So don't worry. Like if you're talking and you hear somebody start to talk and we haven't talked about the next clip, just keep talking or just
no concerns.
Don't feel like you got to stop talking. It's just
word.
But I'm sorry. Go ahead. continue on your rant, because like, what is wrong with saying you're 100% whatever race you are? I don't get the issue, especially, if you're white, you can't say 100% white. Not that I care or want to say that, but people say 100% black, proud to be Puerto Rican, proud to be Mexican. I know some of the, black necessarily isn't necessarily like an ethnicity, like, or a race, right? And I guess like Mexican and Puerto Rican could be, but like white is like, yeah. So what do you want me to say? Like, proud to be European. Like, what can proud to be American, but American is with everybody. So like, can you not have something you identify with like everyone else can? So I'm confused about how that works. Not that I really care, but I think that's what people are kind of caught up on.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit either. And to me, this would be an example of the pendulum swinging a little bit more as a result of the George Floyd time, the BLM time, where white college students were voluntarily, due to peer pressure, getting on their hands and knees and licking the sneakers of African American students. Okay, I think that pendulum swung, and now people are saying, okay, hey, look, so here's 100% white. I don't know. Not my style, just saying.
Let's see how this goes. Apparently, this is a media compilation of the pylon about Pete Hegseth and his tattoos. I haven't watched the whole thing, so forgive me if I'm incorrect.
A lot of attention has been paid to Hegseth's tattoos. A Deus Vult one that has been adopted by white supremacists.
A tattoo of his that's been affiliated with the Christian Crusaders and white supremacists.
Pete Hegseth, he's not that terrible. It's just the fact that he has a white supremacist tattoo on him.
A tattoo on his arm that is associated with white supremacist groups.
Hegseth has a Crusader tattoo, which is tied to white nationalists.
Tattoos associated with white nationalism. Has white Christian nationalist tattoos.
A white nationalist symbol that he has on his body.
White supremacist and extremist tattoos.
He has white nationalist tattoos.
It's a tattoo that has links to a Christian national group that has a history of extremist activity.
A tattoo that's been linked to a Christian nationalist group.
The tattoos on Hegseth, that some experts say are symbols of Christian nationalism.
Pete Hegseth's tattoos. He has Crusader tattoos on his body. There's too many factors here for this to be a coincidence.
Those symbols also used by groups that associate with Christian identity.
What about the fucking skull and crossbones Nazi tattoo? You don't got a word for that. And I understand that they're not necessarily focused on the Jerusalem cross. They're focused on this Deus Gult, whatever the fuck that word is. But what's the difference between like the same thing, the same tattoo, the same symbol the Nazis co-opted? Not a fucking peep. And CNN they didn't have a word for it. Like, I don't know, maybe not. I'm like, so like, why is it like this? Just pointing that out. Is that not strange? Why is that so weird for people to see on the Democrat side when we point that out?
I wish I had an answer. This is the selective cherry picking ass shit that keeps us perpetually just, the word is not devastated, just not shocked, unfazed. We're like, yep, this is how they do. This is how they roll. It's fucking disturbing. It's sad is what it is.
Yeah,
and this is the very party that wears Kwanzaa gear, you dumb fucks.
They went all in on those tattoos, but nary a word on Graham Plattner. Like, they even covered like almost like a feel good article that he got his Nazi tattoo covered. Don't worry, all is well in this end. The Nazi tattoo is gone. Have no fear, no Nazi is here. Like in
like
such
the way
a
you say it.
Yeah, just in this kind way, but like, he has something that could be related, just like in the same breath, like we're using the same type of, like, it's close to, it was co-opted, it could be used by white supremacists, it's close to, it could be, it was co-opted by Nazis, but the coverage was like this, here's the, you know what I mean? Here's what's his face, and he's down here. It's not like this, not this. Is so what is that? Why is that?
It's the whole, we do not hold accountability for those that identify as being within our party, period.
That's what's so frustrating about it.
I know. That was a portion of why I walked away from the entirety of the Democratic Party. Couldn't stand that shit.
Come on, get better at it. Stop.
Yeah. like do it in a way where I just can't catch on.
Yeah.
To your game and bullshit.
Like, again, like you said, this is the age of the internet. We have them saying stupid ass shit like this. Okay. This is JB Pritzker and Nicole Wallace. All right. They just did like a little potty pod together, little podcast together. Okay. And here's a major claim that they have. Make sure I want to see which one this is. Is this okay? This is just the clip itself. Okay, good. This is the clip itself in its entirety.
And once again, for those of you that may be new to the show in this very moment, please feel free to smash thumbs up. The engagement is key and currency. Please subscribe. We are going to keep this going every week, twice a week, maybe 3 times.
Do you know who JB Pritzker is?
He reminds me of Pringles. Does he have anything to do with that?
Do you know he's a billionaire, and he's a Democrat, and
perfect.
One of the things he said is, let me tell Trump who the real billionaire is, and the crowd went wild.
Are you shitting me? Wait a minute, but that's the part.
I know. I know.
Wealth, evil, bad.
Let me see if I can find the clip real quick while I.
Slay the
read
rich.
any of the chat real quick while I find that real.
Whoa. Okay. I am a mega supporter, but the Trump is Jesus spam bot stuff is just a little too much for me. Oh, hey, another Jew.
Oh yeah. Here you go, bro. Here you go. You ready? Here. And this is what's so crazy. This is perfect for the hypocrite shit. This is perfect for it. All right. And we didn't even start playing. This is just an idea who JB Pritzker is and some of the shit he has said where you're like, wait, why are we cheering for that? I thought that was bad. I thought rich man bad. But no, rich man on my side, good. Rich man on my side, good. Because like Democrats are becoming the party of the rich, right? Tech billionaires.
I don't mean to pick on BLM, but all the money that they funneled and got wealthy off of the founder of BLM having, I've lost track of how many mansions that she ended up owning.
She had like 40 Joe mansions, dude. It was crazy, dude. It was crazy. Yeah, right.
True.
All right, check it out. Ready? Are you ready for this?
That we should trust him on the economy because he claims to be very rich. But take it from an actual billionaire.
Come on! Come on!
Trump is rich in only one thing, stupidity.
I'm rich with one thing, your money.
Josh, I'm going to make a live, all of you, you're going to be a part of this. I want to make a short right now out of that. Please.
Go ahead. Ready? I'll rewind. Can you believe this fucking fat prick said that? Take it from an actual billionaire. And the crowd goes wild. Come on already. Here we go. One more time.
Donald Trump thinks that we should trust him on the economy because he claims to be very rich. But take it from an actual billionaire.
It's the party that says end the rich, applauding a billionaire, guys.
Trump is rich in only one thing.
What's that?
Stupidity.
Ooh, sick burn.
Donald
It's
Trump
falling down, man. It's
trust
falling
him
down.
on the economy because he claims.
Bro, come on. Come on. My square fell off. I got too excited.
This is me talking to me on the screen. So, yeah, put that in your pipe and smoke it, you libs. Be consistent on one thing. That's all I beg of you, so we can have an actual debate. Okay.
Yeah, can you believe that? Can you believe?
Sadly, at this point, yes.
Really? You can. I can't.
I mean, I don't want to. I just at this point, like I see no area they're not willing to go to do whatever it takes. So, and if that takes celebrating a billionaire, they're going to do it.
Now it makes sense. Now you know why they want to save more well-off people more money. And listen, that's why the Republicans don't want to tell people why the Democrats are like holding fast. They're both evil motherfuckers. That's why. They don't
across the board.
Yeah,
I mean, at the end of the day,
look at this fat Chris Farley fuck. This guy. Ugh.
Well,
take it from an actual billionaire.
Yeah, that face looks like it's made out of butter or something. The corruption is absolutely on both sides. I don't think that can be disputed. It's just that the overwhelming hypocrisy is so loud on the left.
Come on, come in. Hang on, let's see. We got a call coming in, but it's not coming through the come on. God damn, Google Voice sucks.
Oh, okay. Well, while I'm doing that, let's see. Around blacks.
Stuck in the middle.
Jeez. Okay. All right. Hold on.
Call one more time. Listen, whoever was from California calling in, call one more time.
I'm ending a spam bot with spewing hatred shit.
We got Google Voice up. So go ahead, call one more time. Our apologies. For whatever reason, if I don't have the page open, Google Voice hasn't been working properly. I can't even have it minimized. So if you've been there, it is. You're live on Stuck in the Middle. We didn't get your name.
Oh, hello, sir. My name is Jordan.
Jordan?
Hi, Jordan, welcome to Stuck in the Middle.
Is that your name?
Yes, Jordan.
Jordan.
Like Michael Jordan. Yeah.
Pleasure to meet you, like Michael Jordan. Sir, how are you on this fine day of Thursday?
It's going fine so far.
I'm glad to hear that, my friend. I'm glad to hear that. What do you got for us tonight?
Well, I don't know. I just saw you guys. I don't know if you guys are into politics. It looks like it, right?
A little bit. Not necessarily a lot, but just a bit.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think about Trump's administration so far?
Do you have just a little more of a specific question? Because that is a broad question. Like one thing that either grinds your gears or that you like.
I don't know, like what would you rate his administration so far? I think it's been like 10 months or something. I don't know.
I mean, it is kind of a broad
I'm
question.
highly in support of Trump's administration. What is beyond that? Like, what are you looking for, sir?
10 months so far. Like, how about this? I would say a C. We give him a C. Just simply because one, it's only been about 10 months. So like, you know, it's hard to really give it an honest, an honest effort right now.
I'll give him a B+.
Eli goes B+, I go C. What do you give him?
I give him like a D- maybe. I don't know. He kind of failed me, you know. I used to support him, but I don't know.
What happened? Like, what did he fail you on that meant the most to you, Jordan?
So what meant the most to me is he said he was going to bring back a lot of manufacturing, jobs and companies, but according to the studies and all that stuff, it looks like there's no manufacturing coming back, and I don't think the tariffs are working. And he said he was going to release the Epstein files, but all of a sudden they don't exist. Obama created it, quote unquote. Obama created it, and he's sending like $12 billion to Israel. And I don't support that. Like Israel is not a good country. It's not our allies. Israel.
What about your thoughts on him sending $20 billion to Argentina?
I think that's horrible too. I think we should put America first, America only. Actually, we should.
I want to point out to you, Jordan. I'm in agreement with the statements thus far. I want America first.
Okay.
I don't want our money going to Israel. I don't want our money going to Argentina.
Yeah, we spoke about this with a previous caller and chatter, but a few shows ago we brought up again the whole $20 billion to Argentina, and we said, hey, Mr. Make America Great Again gives all this money to Argentina. We understand that there could be a benefit that America gets in the long run from Argentina. We get that, and maybe it's an investment. But what we brought up was, there was a study or some type of opinion going on out there that said if you invested between $1,000 and $3,000 in every American savings account in X amount of years, you would have solved the Social Security problem. So we brought up the fact and argued that, that's an investment. That's a good return on your money's worth, and that's probably not $20 billion either. So there are some things that we definitely agree with you on, there, Jordan.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. We agree, guys. America first, America only. Yeah, no more Israel.
Yep, definitely the we have as far as no more Israel. I think we're a little in
Let me.
in
I'd
the
like
middle on that
clarification.
one, but it shouldn't be first. That's definitely.
I'd like, yeah, I don't want to be funding them, but when you say no more Israel, how literal are we speaking? Like, are we saying
no more aid, no more nothing, no more relationships, no more none of that, because they're just horrible. They said that Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction, and he didn't. They lied.
Well, so did
and
we.
Also, I'm not trying to push conspiracy theories, guys, but Israel
but
killed
we did hook,
hang on a second.
Hook, line, and sinker. Bush, Cheney, they had an invested interest in that. Israel complacent as well. Look, when it comes to corrupt allies, if you will, they're gonna find a unified reason to do what they want to do.
Also, I forgot. Israel killed 34 of our U.S. servicemen in 1967. And they said it was an accident, but it was no accident. There's eyewitness testimony that said they knew it was them. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that.
Very much so. That is something I got no answers for, and
this is an off-random question, but are you like 100% pro-Palestine? What's your thoughts on Palestine?
Well, no. I believe Palestine has been they've been oppressed. They haven't been having a state, because Israel has been illegally occupying them, and they've been oppressing them and killing them ever since 1948. So.
Got you. So you don't necessarily believe that Israel is that's their land. You think that's Palestine?
Well, historically, yeah, it is Palestine's land. Yeah.
Right. Well, but if we're hang on, Jordan, but also too historically, if we're talking about land, like it was then given to Israel after World War II. Like a lot of land changes hands, unfortunately so, just as a lot of us know, America, England, Europe, Mexico, a lot of these countries, like we all know how land shifts. So like historically speaking, you are correct, but then a little more forward in history, 50, 60, 70 years ago, it was then this part of land was given to Israel. So obviously, I'm assuming you disagree with that, but that is still historical.
Yeah, it is legally
right.
there. It's not illegally
occupation.
Yeah. I disagree with the aggressive expansion, but I do believe in their sovereignty, their right to exist. I just wish Netanyahu wouldn't continue with this expansion shit.
Would you like to see Israel moved, Jordan, or do you want to see Israel just not exist in general?
Well, listen, they're a state, so, I guess I have to respect that. They're a legal state. They've been here for a while. I guess let them stay. But what I want them to do is stop oppressing the Palestinians, stop killing the civilians, and, stop illegally occupying them, end the illegal occupation. And I think the region would be more peaceful. So, yeah.
Just out of curiosity, and I don't mean to keep on hitting like the nail on the head here. How do you feel about, we have legitimate proof, it's there, that Arabs, Palestinians can in fact and do, and quite a number live inside of Israel, peacefully coexisting.
That's true, yeah. No, 20% of Israel's population is Arab, I believe, right?
Arab,
Muslim.
Yeah. In the inverse, though, or see on the outside, not so much. But I take into consideration the socioeconomic atmosphere, so it's a lot more destabilized. But I don't see.
Would the people,
Hamas, I guess,
in general, would the people of Palestine be as welcoming to the Jewish people of Israel as Israel is to the people of Palestine? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, in World War II, the Palestinians and the Jews, they actually lived peacefully together. The Palestinians had no problem with the Jews, and they lived peacefully under the Ottoman Empire. So they had a good relationship. Now it's not good, and I don't blame them. I'm not saying it's okay, but I don't blame the Palestinians for not liking the Israelis, because
I definitely don't blame the Palestinian people either. I definitely do think this is more a government thing. This is Hamas versus like Bibi Netanyahu's administration, as opposed to the Israeli people versus the Palestine people. But I do wonder. I know there is a lot of anti-Semitism out in the Middle East because of just
I gotta be honest, guys. I'm gonna be totally honest, and you guys be honest. I feel like I fall into that category because I don't know why. Some people call me anti-Semitic, but I don't know if I am.
Well, you tell us.
I have a question. When it comes to the Palestinian
what
people,
thoughts do you think are anti-Semitic?
No. Okay, a lot of people call me I even got banned
But
for
like,
being
what?
supposedly, I was, but here's the thing: the Jews control the world. Is that anti-Semitic?
I mean, if like, do you honestly believe that, or is there some caveats there?
No, that's a fact. Jews control the world, the banks, the movie industry.
Where would you
all
tell
the
me to go
porn
for those facts? Are you going to tell me Rothschilds, Bilderberg, Vandenbergs? I mean, there's so many fucking different families.
And if you look at all the founders of all the movie industries, Paramount, Warner Brothers, 20th Century, I searched it up. All their founders were Jewish. I think that's suspicious, guys.
The quick question I was trying to ask earlier, by the way, would you say you're a fan of Islam as a practice and/or faith?
Not really. I prefer Christianity. I think Christianity is the truth.
I want to say, just with my whole chest out, fuck Sharia law. I believe it's absolutely evil. I'm not broad stroking every person, because I don't think every person that believes in any religion, takes everything wholesale. But I think there's absolutely evil tenets there, just as people point out things in the Talmud and what have you. But regarding what Hollywood being owned by the fucking Jews, brother, I have been doing a lot of research in my own life because of my own blood. I am not technically Jewish, but I have Jewish family. I am invested, and as far as I can go, I can't find the entirety of this evidence that shows there's a Jewish cabal that runs everything. It looks like it's pretty fair spread across the board, and even Satanism seems to have a foothold there too, but
Jordan,
I guess Jews do get all the credit.
Are there good Jewish people, Jordan?
Go on. Sorry.
Are there good Jewish people? Like people who are practicing Jews, do you believe there are good Jewish people?
Yes, but very small, I believe. Very small.
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. Little anti-Semitic, all right? Just being honest. Just being honest.
For you being honest. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. You were about to say something.
I respect you for being honest. That you admit. Maybe that's a little.
That's all we can hope for.
I mean, we respect you for being honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. But guys, listen. If you study history and look at all the evil ideologies and all the evil events, they all have something in common. It's Jewish. Look at who created communism. Karl Marx, Jewish. Who created the atomic bomb? J. Oppenheimer, Jewish. Who started the first ever transgender clinic? Jewish. I forgot his name, Dr. Magnus Churchill. I think it's a pattern, guys.
It's definitely some things, like I'm not well aware of some of these inventions as far as who their religion was.
Wait. Regarding Oppenheimer,
who killed Jesus Christ? Who killed Jesus Christ,
alone?
Guys?
Like the entirety of the American government gave him every resource. So are we going to go ahead and color the entire American country at that time with being just as culpable?
He's got you there, though, Eli. Who killed Jesus? The Jews.
And Jesus being a Jew,
I was being facetious.
until he graduated to Christianity. I mean, I think that's forgotten about a lot.
Yeah, wasn't Jewish Jesus, sir?
Yeah, Jesus was Jewish, but not in the same sense that we're talking. I'm talking about the Talmudic Jews, the modern day Jews. Those are the guys that killed Jesus, and they're running the world right now.
All right. I mean, listen.
Yeah.
Here, would you have any sources of social media or can I give you my email and you can send me, please, as many sources and/or citations, and I'll go down this rabbit hole. Do you mind if it's really an easy one?
I mean, we could almost depending on how fluent you are on this, Jordan. We did have like one of Stuck in the Middle's first 3 episodes, we brought on a guy who is very big in the conspiracy realm.
Holocaust denier.
Yeah, a big Holocaust denier. And, maybe...
No, I'm a Holocaust denier. It wasn't 6 million, guys. That's the biggest lie in world history. That's the biggest lie. If you study the gas chambers, 5 years, 6 million, that's impossible, guys. And the original numbers were like around 200,000. So
I'm gonna vehemently disagree based on every resource. I've had this debate for a few years now, a couple of years, more than a few. But I would ask you to send me every source. Let me see if it's the same ones that I've already been through. Can I give you my email super quick? It's
Let me get it right now.
progressivepatriot44@gmail.com. Send me everything, and I will go down this rabbit hole for an entire day off. And I'm willing to have a discussion with you on here if you're comfortable with doing so. You don't have to show your face.
And if like if it's good enough, we can have depending on your views. It's not like we're not trying to enable you, but depending on how good you kind of retort yourself, like we could ask you maybe to do like another one-off of these like stuck in the middle debate kind of things, depending on how serious you are about this whole thing. So also stuck in the middle show at gmail.com.
Wait. What's your email again?
Mine personally is progressivepatriot44@gmail.com. It'll go straight to me. That way I can research all this, and inevitably, I mean, it's all going to happen here. Also, I do want to add, as many pissed off Jews wanted to see Jesus die, they did force the Romans' hands to be the ones to kill him. Also, they get culpability. Do we hate all Roman people now? Or trying to understand the rules.
I love Italian food, guys. To be honest, like Italian food is good.
All right. Well, we'll see how this goes. All right. So
wait. I'm trying to get your email. Progressive Patriot and then what?
44.
Yeah, at gmail.com.
Progressive Patriot 44 at gmail.com and or stuck in the middle show at gmail.com. Either way, both will be read.
Wait, is your profile picture like blank? I think I found it.
His profile picture is an eagle.
Yeah, I'm the first YouTuber with that name that pops up. Eagle with a cigar.
Here, look.
Progressive Patriot all together 44@gmail.com.
Look on the screen right now. It's right up on the screen, so you can.
Yeah, no, my profile, it doesn't have anything special. My YouTube name is Progressive Patriot, and that you'll find immediately. But yeah, that's it.
But that should be linked to your YouTube, right? So when you search that email, your YouTube profile picture comes up. So.
Wait, let me take a screenshot just in case I mess up. Let me take a screenshot.
Yeah, no, you got it right. I think my my screenshot for the Progressive Patriot email is just a big fucking B or something, or a big P. So anyway, I digress.
Let's be honest, guys. We all know who killed Charlie Kirk. We all know.
No, I disagree. If you're going to go with the Mossad connection, then this is a whole conversation.
Yeah, we do like, listen, this is great, but we do have to kind of move on from the religious debate. And again, this could be possibly something that like we do like one-off depending on how your email goes with Eli. So listen, Jordan, thank you so much for calling in. We do appreciate you.
Regardless of you hating my
stick around, my friend. All right, man, we're gonna let you go, Jordan. We'll see you later, bro.
Okay, God bless you guys. Have a good night. God bless.
You too, man.
Jordan. Sorry, I don't think you can hear me as well on the outside here. Regardless of you hating some of the people in my bloodline that helped put me on this planet, even though I'm not technically considered Jewish because my mother's not, I still do appreciate your call. Okay.
You too, sir, and I don't hate anybody in your bloodline. I think that's wrong. I love everybody. So yeah.
Heard that, brother. All right, man. We'll see you later, Jordan. Jordan, everybody. Good. Look at that. I think that was a first-time caller, right?
Yes, and I appreciate that it's leading to discourse, and that's all that matters to me.
Picking up some newbies.
Yeah, let me quick shout. Experiment. What is this? Experiments gone wrong, I think. Another super chat saying, what's the topic of the debate? In essence, from what I can tell, and I've had a debate like this before, Josh as well, is going to be this man's Holocaust denial and that the Jews run the world. And he's going to provide every link and citation he can, and I'm going to do my very best to debate it.
If it turns out good, because listen, if you, this is a shameless plug, but if you do join the memberships, one of our first 6 episodes you'll have access to, and you'll see we have this whole debate already. So if there's anything new here that he sends Eli, we can entertain it. But if we're going to rehash something we've already done, I don't know if it's going to be worth it. Maybe just to do the episode again with somebody new, maybe, but that's up to Eli. Really, I'm not gonna demand or ask him to subject to put him through that again. If you want to hear people kind of talk about, your past, so it's such a negative light, that's kind of up to you and how you want to proceed with that. If there's nothing new that really, get you worked up.
I'm gonna give it a chance, open mind. I want to embody the mission statement of Stuck in the Middle. But if I see that same damn picture of the cracks in the wall of the gas chambers, I'm gonna be like, nah, fuck this shit.
Yeah, Yeah, that was a big one. They couldn't have gotten gas because there was cracks in the wall. Man, we got really on a tangent. Let's get back to J.B. Pritzker, Nicole Wallace. We just saw how J.B. Pritzker and the Democrats responded to him saying, I'm the real billionaire here. And people went, they went crazy. They went fucking nuts.
Yes. Oh, experiments gone wrong. Are we just debating anything that comes to mind? No, I think I just illustrated it. But
I think we have to let experiments gone wrong know that like there is no debate going on right now.
Right now,
tonight.
yeah, no. We're basically going to be booking this once he provides some citations. And
Yeah,
then
that was a random new caller that we just got experiment. So like we were just kind of feeling it out, fleshing it out, and all of a sudden it went to that area, and we are familiar with that area, so we were kind of entertaining the idea that there might be something there, but that again is going to, we will figure that out in due time with emails and such, if that even gets that far.
And if you're interested, we do have a rotation of guests coming,
you for the $2.
And a couple of other possible other hosts. Please subscribe to stay tuned and see what is to come.
So let's get back at some more hypocritical shiznits. This is Nicole Wallace again and J.B. Pritzker.
I haven't suggested that Donald Trump is Hitler. I wouldn't say
I don't think any Democrat has. I actually, I think it's a smear that they project back on to critics. But J.D. Vance called Donald Trump cultural heroin. He called him America's Hitler. I mean, the attacks on Donald Trump as a fascist came from 3 generals who worked for him. I mean, the most brutal critiques have come from people that have seen him far more closely than you or I combined.
I haven't suggested.
So, that was her comment. That was Nicole Wallace said, I don't think anyone has. How about a quick little montage of everyone that's been on her show specifically first? Don't worry. We'll get to J.B. Pritzker, and then we'll get to Democrat leaders in general making those comparisons. Literally to go against everything they literally just said here. I've never said that. I don't think any Democrat ever has. Okay. All right. Okay. How about every day on Nicole Wallace's show? Let's see how this goes. Any allusions to the Nazi regime here? We'll find out.
On the very show of the woman that just said,
Donald Trump is Hitler. I wouldn't say.
I don't think any Democrat has. I actually, and I think it's a smear that they project back on to critics.
What is the natural extension, Justin, if he pursues this to Harvard and beyond?
There was an authoritarian leader several decades back called Adolf Hitler. Hitler came to power and the scientists left.
Wait a minute.
The military survive in that climate.
In the same way that it happened in Russia with Stalin, the same way it happened with Hitler. Eventually, you get generals and admirals that are in there.
And their stupid argument's always going to be, I never called him Hitler. I said he's doing Hitler-like things. There's a difference.
Oh my God, dude, there's no amount of reach that you can extend to get away from what is so obvious.
I mean, how does that not, as someone who votes for the Democrats, how does that not just let's not lie like this. It's pissing people off. How does that not work you up a little bit? All right, we got a caller. Let's see.
Call from
Rich Newbuck.
Rich Newblood?
Newbuck.
Rich Newbuck. What's up? Oh, Eli, you know Rich?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, what's up, Rich? How you doing tonight, sir?
Good. I just try to make a comment. I think Google took it down or YouTube. I just came by, I just heard what some of that dude was saying, and I had an Uber ride the other day, and the Uber driver kind of opened my eyes and did some research. And Hitler, obviously, awful man, awful time in history, but he was not completely wrong. And I say that because he informed me about the book burnings and all the different things there. And apparently, some of the first traces of transgenderism were being promoted, and that ideology was brought to the forefront by these Jewish scientists, along with other pornographic things and incest. Apparently, there's a bunch of texts that were being published back then that, that was what was being promoted. So that's what led to those book burnings and some things during that part of history. I didn't know if y'all had any thoughts on that, or
I mean, like, I guess my first thought, Rich, would be, and this is not a shot at anybody, but it's just like, you know, a broken clock can be correct twice a day. You know what I mean? Like, just because you know, maybe he had something like that and didn't agree with that. I mean, like, what the other things he did don't really, you know, equal out for him being like, yeah, I'm not a fan of transgenders, let's burn some books. You know what I mean? Like, he did murder a bunch of people. So
I like to look at it because even though Hitler's an awful person, you have other dictators. You have Stalin. You have you know, people with Castro. Different people through time. You know, they were horrible people, but you also have to respect their leadership and how. I mean, for God's sakes, he was obviously had. Well, but I guess his power and influence was done through fear.
I would maybe almost argue or beg to use a different word, like, than respect. It's just like, maybe acknowledge that they had this, like this power, this sway over their people, where they could kind of command this. I don't know if it's respectable. I mean, maybe
a different word.
Maybe in a small military sense, you have to respect it.
I guess you could say it's notable that they were able to, I guess, have that many people that would follow, especially blind. I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is, you know, there's more to it every time, and it seems like, you know, more people now are more awake and realize that these texts that we've read and what we've been taught all of our lives, you know, we're reading what whoever the author of these things wanted us to read.
Right.
It's just
always the case.
It's just like the mainstream news and
if I may, I'd like to add briefly, when it comes to religious text, you know, I'm not expertly versed, but I'm well read across the board, and I would go as far to say, even though I identify as a Christian these days, every text has something that is modernly not smiled upon. That includes, you know, the Old Testament, the New Testament. That includes the Talmud. That includes the Quran. Just about, even Buddhism. All of it, man. The Tibetan Book of the Dead. All of it has passages that will relate to something that was ancient, like incest and other shit that's deplorable. And also, just to add a caveat regarding, I think the claim was that Jews were exclusively writing about transgenderism. I'd have to do my own due diligence and research that, because I don't believe that is the case. But if I see enough evidence that's factual, I'll concede and I'll say, oh shit, okay. I just gotta do.
I'm saying I did the research. The guy woke me up to the fact that this was going on, and it's out there. Just look for it, because it was shocking to me.
What was the claim again? I'm sorry, just so I can like what was the specific?
He said
claim?
that Jews essentially were writing text mostly at that time promoting transgenderism.
Oh, so okay, so it wasn't necessarily text about transgenderism. It was also about who was writing the text. So the Jews, you're saying, so the implication here wasn't just transgender text, it was that the Jews were writing about transgender text?
It was Jewish scientists that were performing experiments on the human body. And, you know, they brought,
I thought the Nazis were too.
Transgender. Do what now?
I thought the Nazis were doing stuff like that too, weren't they? Like,
yes, they sure
doing
were.
Like they were doing
yes, they were.
Crazy ass experience with the human
There's
body.
A world famous
again. It's not exclusive. You know, I'm not saying that the Jews were exclusive to doing this.
It's not exclusive. Correct.
Yeah, but it was out there. It happened, and it was largely, like I said, about what Hitler's mass book burnings were about. So I'm just saying, go read it, like I did. You know, just do some research on it. Like I said, it is kind of eye-opening.
Well, I'll definitely check it out for sure. I'm definitely always intrigued with, like, you know, like, listen, we went over and looked into a lot of the whole Charlie Kirk conspiracies. Like, we humor that to an extent, because one, it's entertaining. Two, you know, you just, you know, like, you usually end up with a little more information than you started with, not by a lot, but you end up with something that you didn't know before. So, you know, maybe you're incorrect. Maybe what you read was incorrect, but we're still going to look up Hitler's mass book burnings and see if the Jews were, implicated in you know, some of these transgender ideologies.
Somebody writes this stuff, right? so they have an agenda too. So everything that you read, it just is what it is. And not that you asked, but my quick take on Charlie Kirk, I've always said, is I think that his death was about power and influence. And anytime you can get somebody like YouTube here, somebody with a regular person with a cell phone can amass 5, 10, 15, 20 million followers and, develop a strong voice that people follow. And, traditional media sense, that's never been, available to people in the past to be able to build that type of audience and that type of influence. And when you have people that run the news cycle that essentially make the news, that's bad news for them because, you have a source that you can't control, that can amass, a wide following that can go completely against whatever it is that your narrative is. And I think that's really powerful. And I think that, in this case, that's probably what got some people scared. Not, I'm not trying to connect it to the fucking Netanyahu, the fucking Jew, none of that type of connection. I'm just saying when you have somebody that starts to develop that kind of power,
I'm going to ask you.
Crazy.
I'm going to ask you a more specific question, but real quick, $5 from Michael Gillerin says transgenderism was largely irrelevant. Weimar Germany was the most economically humiliated people in history. That's why a dictator seized power.
That is correct. They were humiliated after World War I, especially. Also, Hitler has been celebrated for being a good Catholic, a married man, a vegetarian.
Loves dogs.
Yeah, all of
psychopath meth user.
And also, proponent of socialism.
Can I ask you, what is just very, specifically, and this is all alleged, you're not going to get in trouble for this, obviously. Nobody knows about this fucking show anyways. Charlie Kirk, what do you think is the most likely scenario in how or why he was taken out? Like, do you believe the Tyler Robinson narrative, or are you on the other train that goes to a different country?
No, I don't know who it is. All I'm saying, my thought there is the fact that this guy was obviously, you look at, well, I'll tell you this. My daughter is a junior in college at a major university. As you know, most of these universities for the past 20 years have been very liberal leaning, a lot of liberal ideologies. You've got kids that are going mostly from conservative homes that end up, coming out with these liberal ideologies. Well, for the first time in a long time, the trends are starting to go in the other direction where conservatism has become kind of cool again. My daughter was a part recently of a team of people that brought, what's Charlie's group, Turning Point?
Yeah, Turning
Point USA, yes.
I guess they started the Turning Point chapter at their school, and like recently the governor came down, acknowledged it, shook hands with them, helped them, and they've been having like solid turnouts, good meetings. Yes. And again, I think that he's delivered the young vote, a lot of the young vote to Trump in this last cycle.
I would agree.
Again, that's powerful. When somebody can do that, that's, independent, or at least independent up front, a lot of people can gain a lot of power and a lot of influence that aren't cut from that typical mold where they're in that system. Kind of the same reason why people like Trump as president, because he's, I guess up front initially, it's like, hey, you're not a politician, you're not bought and paid for, kind of the whole Ronald Reagan deal, right? So maybe you can get something different in there to mix it up. And when things are not the status quo, that's where people that are in charge, that are truly in charge, do get nervous. And that's what I believe. And that's why I think that he made certain people that kind of pull strings behind the scenes and make things work were nervous about him, nervous about his power.
The Israeli donor that was trying to pressure him to not feature Tucker Carlson. And I'm aware of the text messages where he said, damn, some of these donors fit every damn stereotype. I will not be bullied like this. I'm aware of of the optics and everything that had occurred prior to that. But I've also followed damn near every single rabbit hole, and a lot of things were, with the official narrative, as unattractive as it is, have been recently corroborated, even though we still have to wait for the investigation to finish. Do you know Turkey Tom on YouTube, perchance?
Who?
Turkey Tom. He's a big time YouTuber, millions of subscribers. Somebody reached out to him with evidence that Tyler Robertson was in fact incited by Antifa in that Discord and provided more evidence. So I'm stuck in the middle. I'm still waiting for everything to be delivered and seen so I can come to my own conclusion. I wanted to add. I also have just I think a quick question, if you don't mind, perchance, and there's nothing. I take nothing personal. Did you have anything to do with that little porn bomb that happened on my channel?
Porn bomb. I've never porn bombed anybody, bro. I don't.
Okay, no, because I love the guy, Stiff Richard. I know you know him. I saw him in your chat.
Oh yeah, I do know him. Yeah.
Stiffy.
He dropped my link in your chat, and
he did it. He porn bombed you?
No. It was just a couple days, 2 days after. I had people starting to look around, and I learned that he would go to your channel when you were streaming your games or whatever, and he dropped my link or something. But I don't care. I was just curious. That's
Water under the bridge.
So,
it is truly.
So wait a minute. He dropped your link under what did he say? Like when he dropped your link, check this out.
He got PP's live, and he did no. No relation there that I could ascertain.
Okay.
He just said, "Hey, PP's live," and he dropped the link. He's a mod, so it was clickable. I was just like, "Okay, well, does this mean people from here are going there?" But it doesn't matter. Truly, trust me. Out of all the things that we covered,
I don't know. I have
it's
no
okay.
clue
It's
about
okay.
that.
I just had to ask.
All good,
And
Rich.
I do appreciate the call.
Yeah.
No clue.
Rich, thank you so much for calling in,
All
my
good.
friend.
Yeah.
This has
You
been
guys
very
be good.
awesome.
You
Appreciate
guys
your
be
phone call. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, man.
Feel free to call again, Rich. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. See y'all
Later. Rich, everybody.
Later,
Rich, everybody. Let's continue on with this, where the Democrats are. We're still on Nicole Wallace's show. She said,
"You got to do this while I piss now."
Yes, she said nobody once has ever, especially on my show. She didn't say that part, but she said nobody once. I don't think anyone has ever alluded to Trump being Hitler. Nothing of the sort. By God, I tell you. Luckily, there is internet footage, and she's fucking bullshitting wrong. Let's continue.
Stalin, the same way it happened with Hitler, eventually you get generals and admirals that are in there that only tell the leader what he or she.
And again, I'm telling you, her out here is going to be and will always be, well, I never directly compared him to Hitler. All I said was he's doing Hitler-like things. That's all.
Wants to hear.
To the extent that the rule of law and an assault on the rule of law was an obscure, intangible thing, we're now seeing it in action.
If you look back in history, you can see very similar parallels that took place in other countries that really went down that authoritarian road, including in pre-World War II Nazi Germany.
Another one. That means there's going to be fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things, 8 times, 8 different occasions on her fuck ass show that people alluded to and or called Trump Hitler, and she just told JB Pritzker on her show that, you know what, I don't think that's ever happened. I'm gonna go back to her just saying that real quick. Where are we at? I remember we're right under her middle necklace. I want to hear.
I haven't suggested that Donald Trump is Hitler. I wouldn't say.
I don't think any Democrat has. I actually, and I think it's a smear that they.
So he even said a more specific word there. He didn't even say I've never called Trump Hitler. He used the more damning word. He said I've never suggested Trump was Hitler, and she's going to go on to corroborate that by saying, yes, I don't think any Democrat has, meaning they've never suggested it, which is completely different than saying he's Hitler. Every one of these clips are them suggesting Trump is Hitler. We got a call.
Gotcha. I have to say this may be the last call for the night. Okay.
Joe Pawn.
Joe Pawn. What's up, Joe Pawn?
Hey, Josh. Sorry, I was out a little bit late. I was trying to.
It's okay. You might be the last call, brother.
Before you go off. I did catch the show this time, and I really wanted to get into the little bit of Nazi thing.
Okay. Go ahead. What do you got for us?
The floor is yours.
So first off, can we all agree Nazis bad? Nazis deserve to die.
Yeah, I don't think that's a difficult thing to agree
real
with,
Nazis,
but yes.
Not just the ones that, are flippantly using that word.
What is your definition, sir, of a Nazi, Joe Pawn?
Yeah, sadly, we have to ask them.
I know.
It's when you are it's when you are literally imitating or quoting Nazis from World War II or a little bit prior to that, the 30s.
It's
Nazi
only when you're
Socialist
quoting
Party
Nazis.
supporting.
Yeah, I think it's just
or,
in
or,
general.
or you're imitating, imitating their actions.
Or wearing tattoos, right?
Yeah, tattoos. But let me just go down like a list of Nazi things that's that I don't even need to include the tattoo bit.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Okay, so let me see. Off the top of my head, with Hexlef, the reason people kind of compare him to the Nazis is not only because of the tattoos, but also because he keeps on trying to rename ships and trying to bring back the Confederate statues and rename the ships after Confederate leaders. Would say, "Oh, is this black guy from the 30s? Is one soldier guy that happens to have the same name?" Little suspicious there.
So he
hang
was
on. And then
well, hang on. We got to respond. I'm not going to remember like every claim here. So you're saying he wanted Confederate statues put back up?
Or you were saying that anyone that basically attacks national monuments or something along that line.
Yeah.
There's a lot of news. There's a lot of news. So
yeah, I would agree to like leave history alone. Right.
I would say put the statues in a museum, but it's no. You want them to stay up. That implies that.
But here's
they're
the
meant to be
problem.
celebrated.
No. But here's the problem though. But then then the argument then becomes, well, then every statue should not be out and every statue should go in a museum. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like it's a slippery slope to say one statue deserves to go and one doesn't.
Yeah, but with the Confederate statues, it's by definition that they are literal traitors. They literally.
Wait. Okay, let me please. I do apologize for interjecting. Let me ask. Okay, do we not have to learn from history for one? Secondly, some of these very people that were Confederates, despite being on the wrong side of the Civil War, they still fought for their country and what they believed in. That aside, there's also Confederates that did really good deeds. I think, and let me check.
Like I hate to ask too, dude, but like, what is your definition of a statue? Because you're telling me a statue only means celebration, and I'll tell you right now. For instance, the 9/11 memorial, there are statues there. There are statues that celebrate 9/11. They are not celebrating the deaths of people. They're memorializing. They're taking into account an instant that shaped America.
Oh,
so like right off rip, a Confederate statue is not or does not signify celebration whatsoever.
Brief pause, gentlemen.
I mean that's a perfect example.
Hold on, JP.
The 9/11 statues, they all went up within like 20 years of 9/11. The Confederate statues, they didn't go up in 1885. They didn't go up in.
Can I be heard? Okay, I just want to point out. I'm sorry. Thank you, Star for Truth. This is, again, new to us, so it's a big deal. Thank you so much, man. Star for Truth, I believe, is Dave's not here. Much love and respect, dropping a 20 bomb, bro. Thank you. God bless you, man.
Thank you, Star. That was very awesome, man. Appreciate you. Much love and respect to you as well. I'm
gonna feel weird about this the entire time. All right, JP, you may continue, but please, if you hear us trying to interject, try to pause. All right, go on.
Sorry. Oh, okay. Oh, the only reason I brought that up is because usually you usually see the Confederates. You see the Confederate flag in place of the Nazi flag, but okay, I will keep it to this year. We have Elon Musk doing a Nazi salute twice. Then some of the DOJ basically doing their whole salute thing.
Bro, what about Cory
became
Booker?
Mega Hitler for a little bit.
What about the Cory Booker Nazi salute? Or I think it was him. Like, come on, like let's not call the Elon Musk a Nazi salute. Like we just saw do you want me to play? Listen, if I go, okay, I will grant you if you call Elon Musk's thing a Nazi salute. If I play you every time a Democrat has done something similar, will you also call those a Nazi salute?
I already seen the pictures, and those are pictures, but you have actual video of Musk.
What?
No. Those aren't pictures, my friend. Hang on, I got you.
And man, I think with the context, bro, we all acknowledged and laughed about how bad of a look it was, but to sit there and sincerely say that's what his intention was, I can't really tell when someone's being disingenuous or other. I
I mean,
he's not the
bro,
most social.
Joe Pond, look at your fucking screen, okay? And don't call this a goddamn picture, all right? Be honest with yourself, okay? Be honest. Are you looking at the screen?
Yeah, I'm looking at the screen. It's live. I have Starved for Truth,
Yes,
much
yes.
love and respect.
No, I know. Ready? Watch Cory Booker. I bet you didn't critique this or say anything about this. Where's his hand right now? Watch. Hand coming from the heart and reaches out.
I can't see it.
See? Tell me, like...
Do you see that, Joe Pond? He did the same exact move Elon Musk did. Where's your critique for Cory Booker, a Democrat? Is he a Nazi?
Oh, he only did it once.
What?
Well, no, come on, really?
So
man?
you don't, no.
Sincerely?
So you don't have a critique then. So that's fine to you. So a Nazi salute, in your opinion, is okay when your team does it, but it's not okay when someone else does it. That's essentially what you're agreeing with.
I mean, I'm not going to say that that doesn't look like one, but
No, you're not saying it though.
Words.
No, Joe Pond, you're not saying it. That's the problem. You're literally not saying it looks like one. You just said Elon Musk, and Elon Musk did the same exact move. He put his hand on his heart and threw it out there and did what Cory Booker did, and you have nothing to say to it. And I'm not trying to attack you, but you were so calm and confident, and your chest out was with what Elon Musk did, and now you're seeing exactly what Cory Booker did, and there's nothing there for it. You all the piss and vinegar and vitriol for that move is now gone because a Democrat did it. Tell me I'm wrong.
I must admit, I'm a little shocked. You're still a friend to me, but I'm a little shocked. Come on, man. Consistency.
First off,
key.
I didn't even see the Booker thing.
No, you did. You said it was a picture, and second off, you probably didn't want to look for it. You probably didn't believe it happened in the first place, so you didn't even look for it. I guarantee you, like all the things you read and listen to are probably very skewed to one side, and don't bring up when somebody gasped just like Elon Musk did. So it probably didn't even make your radar. And that's not unnecessary. Like, that's on you, all right? Because you want to point out when people do these things. And, dude, I could go over, don't make me go to X right now and go over a bunch of times a bunch of Democrats, AOC included, did the same exact thing, and you have nothing for it and or you've never seen it. So please concede to that point that that was wrong to bring up Elon Musk and that was a Nazi salute.
I mean, I'm not gonna concede on Elon Musk with the salute.
So then you have to say Cory Booker's doing a Nazi salute. You can't have it both ways. So then right now, if you're not going to concede on that, now you have to say Cory Booker did a Nazi salute.
Fine. Booker did a Nazi salute.
There you go. Okay,
right.
Now we're getting somewhere. Okay. That's fantastic.
Okay.
Please don't feel insulted.
But
fine
speaking...
then. We'll move to last month then.
But Joe, here's the thing, and I'm going to point this out. Here's the problem. You don't believe either of them were Nazi salutes now that this was brought to you. But because you don't want to
Elon's was.
But because you don't want to concede.
Booker accidentally did one.
But because you don't want to concede, but dude, one Nazi salute is a Nazi salute. But because you don't want to concede on the Elon Musk thing, you have to give ground to Cory Booker. Even though you know Cory Booker wasn't, even though it's the same exact thing, you have to say that because you don't want to give up ground on the Elon Musk thing.
Or they were just random gestures. But
we're just going in circles right now.
No, you're making it go in circles, and I'm letting Josh handle this. I am shocked. I mean, come on, dude. If you can sit there and see what Cory Booker just said and dismiss it, it's just a gesture, and clearly he didn't mean it. But you can't look at, and I'm not using this as an excuse. Elon Musk, autistic, socially awkward. He's been on record for that. We've seen him act a fool. Just see him on Saturday Night Live. The dude literally did the same thing.
Threw his heart out
and he was
there,
so
yeah.
unaware that he did it twice. And somehow, in some way, with your own two eyes, you're seeing the same thing, and you're just saying this one is the thing and this one is not the thing.
Don't be in a
understand how
cult,
that
Joe.
works.
Don't be in a cult and just think for yourself and just be like, yep, they were both just stupid. Yeah, but you kind of are when you just look at like random gestures as like the end all be all, like the most like and then you differentiate. You see one as this horrible gesture, and then you see the other one as like nothing where near as bad because he only did it once. Do you not see the flaw in that logic?
Well, I mean, it's also having to do with the arm. With Booker, his arm's not as extended, and he doesn't go as fast.
Joe, now you're doing
we're
like
going to be going over semantics.
Yeah. Now you're being semantic. Like you already kind of conceded, so like I'll give that to you. So like you got one more thing, and then we do gotta move on. Like essentially, if you just put a bow, if you just like give us a nice bow on your Nazi thing, because we do got to just finish up this little segment so we can get out of here.
Yes, and before Joe Pine, do you hear me? I just wanted to add regarding the Confederate statues thing. You know, aside from fighting the North, there are Confederate heroes that fought in the Spanish-American War that saved American lives, so they still have a place in history. They didn't get put up for killing, other Americans. That got put for their valor and bravery, and this is when you look at the lens of nuance. So do you still advocate for removing Confederate statues given the context that some endangered their life to save others?
If they give that context, yes, but the problem is a lot of those went up during the 1930s. They didn't go up like right after. They went up like 70 years down the road.
Dude, again, like honestly, it's the same idea where like, because he only did the gesture once, it doesn't mean what it means. Like you're doing the same thing. Oh, because these were made in this year, it's fine. But because they were made in this year, that means it's racist. It's like, come on, man, be a little more. I don't know.
Hugh Mongoose says
I'll skip to my main point then. Okay,
play it one more time.
What about
Josh,
the Young Republicans chat leaks? Can you explain that then? Hello.
Nope. I'm sorry, Joe. Say it again.
It was requested to play the video again, and yep, okay.
The second time he does it, I believe he uses both hands. But like this the first. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry, Joe. What were you saying?
Yeah. Okay.
And then we got to wrap up.
Okay. We'll skip to my main point on the whole thing, and that's with all the leaks with the Young Republicans.
Yes,
basically months of literally I love Hitler, making fun of black people, basically bringing up gas chambers, and then there was also that one guy that basically had a little swastika on the American flag in the background of his Zoom call or something.
What's the age demographic of the young Republicans that we're talking about?
JD Vance said that they were just dumb kids. Youngest one I think was 21, and it goes up to 39. So what kind of kid is 39?
Those aren't kids. Okay, so we're not talking about kids then.
Just real quick, $10 from Experiments Gone Wrong again. He's thank you, awesome, so much again. I really wanted to call to talk about the petty ICE stuff and the Gavin Newsom stuff and Antifa, but I also recognize that you all are probably going to be heading off for the night. We are indeed, but I believe we're going to be here Saturday for sure to talk about more stuff. I do have a Gavin Newsom doing a Black Scent clip, which is also hilarious. But thank you so much for that super chat. Experiments Gone Wrong. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, there is a lot of Antifa and ICE stuff that's been building up, and we've been collecting in the back streets, and we're very eager to revisit that.
I guarantee you're going to see Antifa shit going on November 3rd, hands down, on 100%. The whole Snappocalypse stuff. All right, Joe. Sorry, man.
So that's a story. Young Republican chat leaks. They're not kids. JD Vance is trying to defend them because they left several months of messages, basically all the same thing of I love Hitler, gas chambers, I hate black people, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna be a purist and say I never said that. I say dumb shit online all the time. But the difference is I can only like point to like maybe like 100 messages maybe throughout my 30 years.
So again,
then that only did that in 7 months.
Joe, listen, again, it's the same logic where, see, no, I've done the same thing, but I've only done it this many times. It's the same logic of, see, Cory Booker did it once, but Elon did it twice. Like, we all know we say stupid shit in text messages. Someone
but
leaked
the consistency of it. That's the problem.
Everybody's been an edgelord amongst their closed circle of friends.
I mean, like, there's like a group chat I have where we consistently talk shit. Like, that's the consistency of the chat where we send each other, you know, horrendous, all races, mind you. We all send each other horrendous memes and like horrendous jokes, like, and it's consistent. So what about, you know what I mean? Like, does that mean we're all bad people because we have a group chat where we consistently send, you know, horribly funny shit? Like, what does that mean? Because I feel like we all have that. So leaking something that was never meant to be
a dark side. Right. The problem is that these guys were in charge of actual like policy. One of them was a literal senator.
So you're saying people,
and if you're doing all that saying all that behind closed doors, then what aren't you telling me?
So you're saying that people who are in charge, none of them have a dark side.
Don't do that to me.
I'm not doing that, but I'm asking. I'm asking. I guess
I'm not saying that I'm not saying that all Republicans or Democrats have to be like pure or whatever. But
that's what it sounds
like. I mean, literally. I don't really need to change it because they already say I love Hitler and they bring up gas chambers and they're the white superior race or whatever.
Okay, all right. So that's the bow, and on that, I say thank you. We're gonna comment. And we're going to disconnect the call, and then we're going to comment. That sound all right, Josh?
Yeah, that's fine with me. Joe, thank you so much. And I will tell you this, Joe, if they're being honest, dude, of course, fuck them. Like, it's so easy to say fuck them, but, like, it's like every time there's ground one, like, so to speak, well, then we move on to a different argument to see if we can get outraged by that one. Not saying you do that, but it's like now we're talking about, you know, group chats that were leaked that weren't meant to be seen by normal people, and the idea here
but there was also the guy with the literal swastika flag on it.
What about Graham Plattner? What about Graham Plattner, the guy with the literal Nazi skull and crossbones, who's running for whatever he's running for right now on the Democrat side? CNN panel couldn't give a shit either way, but goddamn, did they have a meltdown about Pete Hegseth? Are you familiar with Graham Plattner, sir?
Graham Plattner. That's the damn guy with the that tattoo, right?
With the Nazi tattoo, not a tattoo, just like you call everything else. You call it for what it is. This is a Nazi tattoo. It's a Nazi skull and crossbones, more so than Pete Hegseth and his Jerusalem cross or the Deus Dult thing, whatever he had, that was allegedly co-opted by white nationalists, just like Graham Plattner's tattoo was co-opted by neo-Nazis and the Nazis. So why is there not outrage about his tattoo? Why are you not outraged about his tattoo if we're talking about Nazis?
Didn't he try to get it covered up?
What does it matter? What does it matter?
Dude, damn, dude.
He's a Nazi. Like, what does it matter? Now he's pretending to not be one. Because he got his tattoo covered up. You would not give that same grace to Pete Hegseth if he got his tattoo covered up.
If he got him covered up, I would have a little leniency on him, but he's not.
You know when he got it covered up, by the way, the one with the real Nazi tattoo, after it was called out.
Yeah, he didn't get it covered up because he wanted to. He got it covered up because he was called out. As Eli said.
Being a Democrat, by the way.
I'll say that.
Look up Graham Plattner and check it out, man.
Yeah,
I just want to know when he started covering up because I know it was like covered up in like
just recently.
Now all this nuance matters, but when it comes to everything else, it's face value, and that's why it's just really hard to see eye to eye with you during these discussions. But regardless, thank you for engaging.
Yeah, the fact
Check
that you
out Joe
engage
Pon's channel.
is
He's
awesome.
a very brilliant editor. He makes some great videos. Aside from that, I do take issue with some of his tactics in debate. But God bless, man.
Joe Pon, thank you for the call, man, as usual.
No problem. I'll see if I can maybe hit you up on Saturday, but
Yeah,
I'm
man.
probably gonna be busy that day.
All
Sorry.
right, we'll see what happens. Like, no worries, Joe. We appreciate you, man. Have a good night.
All right.
Joe Pawn, everybody. Joe Pawn.
Dude.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
He gets me agitated. He's such a good soul. Like, he's a soft spirit kind of fella, but by God,
he has his beliefs. He's you know, you got to give him
no
credit.
matter who.
Yeah, I mean,
Turn off take the mainstream intravenous thing out of your veins, man. All right.
I mean, I think we get the idea of Nicole Wall. I mean, everyone else on her show is literally going to say essentially the same thing. You know, they're going to suggest that Trump and his people are Hitler.
Germany, when Hitler and Nazi officials basically took over Frankfurt University, which was the bastion of independent thought and progressive thinking and independent thinking, which is what Hitler didn't want. And so again, this is what authoritarian effects of
Putin talks about peace. It's autocrats getting their way. That's it. And Mussolini and Hitler said they were being the purveyors of
Mussolini and
peace.
Hitler.
I resisted for a long time analogies to Hitler's Germany. I've got in my Substack today, though, it's really uncanny. The same episode where Hitler, early in his tenure, before he's totally...
I mean, listen, so on and so forth. Let's get to J.B. Pritzker now. Remember, he said, I've never compared Trump. I never suggested that Trump is Hitler. Here is 1 minute straight of J.B. Pritzker comparing Trump and his administration to Hitler, essentially suggesting, yes, sir.
Brief pause. I do see an interesting battle between the thumbs up button. So I just want to motivate those of you that are not smashing the thumbs down button. Please feel free to help us in the algorithm, because clearly there are people that do not like what we're saying, because it's gone from 41 to 45 and back down to 41.
What, dislikes?
Oh
shit!
The number keeps going up and then going back down.
Oh, damn.
So all I can ask, if you do appreciate us trying to be a champion or representation of discourse,
thank you,
help
Stars,
us in this little proverbial boxing match. And help us get some support in the algorithm so we can continue to not be suppressed by the algorithm and do this show as much as we possibly can. And it's your voices that matter. Thank you very much.
Now, so it's going to recap what JB said and then give him a good solid minute of him doing what he didn't say he did not do.
Oh, okay.
I haven't suggested
did not do.
What he do.
Donald Trump is Hitler.
The dangers that we saw in Nazi Germany are the dangers that we need to react to now.
What else would that mean? Where I'm alluding to Nazi Germany.
I mean, that's pretty concrete.
That's suggesting Trump is Hitler or Hitler-like, Nazi Germany-like. What's the difference between Nazi Germany and Hitler? Really?
There's no leeway to say it's.
I bet you Joe Pond would be able to find. Well, actually, Nazi Germany wasn't as bad as Hitler. I'm joking.
And if you notice the way he said Nazi, he said with a certain inflection that leads me to believe he didn't even say Nazi. Yeah. He was saying Yahtzee.
Yahtzee. You know those Yahtzees.
Now, well, I think everybody understands that at this point we've got an authoritarian in office. It doesn't take very long to.
That wasn't that bad, and an authoritarian office. That to me, that's not an illusion. Yeah, that's fine. I'll disagree with that one.
Tear apart a constitutional republic. Indeed, the Nazis did it in 53 days.
There you go.
That's not the kind.
That was a suggestion towards not. You use the word Nazi, it's game over. That second one didn't use the word Nazi, just said authoritarian. Fine, gotcha. I will give you that. So far, he's 2 for 3. Here's number 4.
We live in. You shouldn't have to walk around with papers the way that they did in the early days of Nazi Germany.
I did it again.
I do not invoke the specter of Nazis.
He did it again.
I'm watching with a foreboding dread what is happening in our country right now.
What a lying sack of fat, rich shit this guy is, huh?
I mean, that all I see is all that fat represents to me the layers of lies that this man spews.
Yeah, money bags and lies.
Uh-huh.
His face is filled with coin. That's why it's so fluffy.
Here, I'm tempted to do this. This might be cringe. If you get douche chills, let me know.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what? How do I put this? To those of you that support Trump and take issue with people that are downvoting our channel, our discourse, because people just don't like that we're not hating on him. Again, I'll say, please fight the power, hit the thumbs up, because there are clearly quite a few people that just hate Trump, and as a result, will hate any platform that doesn't agree with them.
Lola,
anyway,
Lola 2837 says, but why are you upset that people call others Nazis?
There's so many examples that I could go on with. Let's go with the easiest one. Okay, for one, oh God, the Jewish heritage, when you start to utilize a word that's supposed to have some form of power and basically paint a target on somebody because of what it means. When you start throwing that all willy-nilly, not because of who they are or what they are, but because they disagree with you, that's why it's dangerous. Rhetoric like that got Charlie Kirk killed.
And how the term is applied to it's a term to right now other people, because again, just like we found out on the phone, Lola, if you're still listening, Elon Musk was called a Nazi, yet Cory Booker does the same gesture and is not called a Nazi. So there's a reason why, like the idea of just blatantly calling people a Nazi without any meaning or truth behind it is annoying at the very least. It's like, yo, quit it. Stop it. You don't even know what you're saying.
Yeah, I just want to kind of wrist slap anybody doing that shit.
Yeah, just a no. Bad. Don't
stupid.
Do it. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's TZ says he likes Trump. Hell yeah. All right, good job, TZ. Good to hear from you, TZ, too. Man, it's been a
hell yeah, always, brother.
President who watches a plane go down in the Potomac and suggests without facts or findings that a diversity hire is responsible for the crash. The authoritarian playbook is laid bare here.
Don't mind that.
How can you possibly compare what happened in Germany in World War II to what's going on here in the United States?
Well, we're talking about the death of a constitutional republic. That's what happened in Germany in 1933, 1934. And we're seeing today that you've got an administration in Washington that's ignoring court orders. This is literally the end of the republic as we know it. If we don't stand
hyperbole
up to Donald Trump,
but not Hitler-esque. So he's like 6'2" or something.
I mean,
still leaning heavily.
Hyperbole.
Yeah.
He's almost the end is nigh guy. So when he's not purporting that the Republicans are trying to destroy the world and the Constitution, he's calling them Hitler or Hitler-esque. So
yeah,
way to go, billionaire.
So now let's have some fun. Now let's just put an amalgamation of both together. Nicole Wallace, and they're going to go over it one more time, but Nicole Wallace again and J.B. Pritzker agreed that not only did both of them never suggest they were like that Trump was like Hitler, but they both agreed that I don't think any Democrat leader has ever suggested such a thing. Roll the tape. Here's about 2 minutes of Democrats doing just that, suggesting Trump is Hitler. Go figure. Am I right?
Suggested that Donald Trump is Hitler. I wouldn't say
I don't think any Democrat has. I actually.
Oh boy.
It's deeply troubling and incredibly dangerous that Donald Trump would invoke Adolf Hitler, the man who was responsible for the deaths of 6 million Jews.
How can you possibly compare what happened in Germany in World War II to what's going on here in the United States?
Well, we're talking about the death of a constitutional republic. That's what happened in Germany in 1933, 1934.
Son of a bitch.
And we're seeing today that you've got an administration in Washington that's ignoring court orders.
Sugar.
And this rogue Department of Justice going out to do the bidding of this Timu Hitler.
I don't even
Damn
know what to call him. I've called him so many things, but this wannabe Hitler for sure.
Trump actually reenacting the Madison Square Garden rally in 1939 that neo-Nazis, fascists in America.
Donald Trump's got this big rally going at Madison Square Garden. There's a direct parallel to a big rally that happened in the mid-1930s at Madison Square Garden. And don't think that he doesn't know for 1 second exactly what they're doing there.
You stand by that comparison, though, to a Nazi rally?
Look, the rally, you saw it for yourself. I'll let the American public make the decision of what they saw.
What about you, though?
So I know what I saw, and I'll just leave it at that.
I compared the rhetoric that the president has employed to rhetoric that you might have heard during the Third Reich. Calling human beings an infestation is something that we might have expected to hear in Nazi Germany.
Is that not going too far to make a comparison between the president of the United States and the Nazis?
Find me a better analogy.
The blood of America is being poisoned, echoing the same exact language used in Nazi Germany.
He is paving the way to become a Vladimir Putin or to become an Adolf Hitler or a Kim Jong-un. That's what he wants to be.
Donald Trump is also very old and a racist and a neo-Nazi.
Comparing the tactics of Donald Trump to Mussolini and Hitler is a very legitimate thing.
Shit, that was, ow, I'm in pain. I'm in pain.
Trying to
ow.
That's a lot of Nazi. I mean, look, I'm Jew adjacent, arguably. That was a lot to take. It was like a punch in the chest, in the gut. I'm a bit overwhelmed. I think I broke something too.
It's like, I like this one too. Where's this one? Where's okay? Damn it, where'd that one go? Son of a bitch.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Wow, right?
Dude.
But hey, listen, not once have they ever suggested that Trump was like Hitler. No, I don't think ever once, clearly. Actually. I think that's actually kind of stupid, to be honest with you. That was even a suggestion. That was pretty stupid.
Goku just saying, still not a lie, even though they literally predicated that entire, their sentence, their conversation was a bold-faced lie.
Everything.
Period. End of story. So you saying it's still not? I don't understand.
What's not?
I don't understand.
Yeah.
I'd hope the person asking if we agree with censorship can tell we're not about that.
Censorship sucks. Censorship sucks. Everybody now. Censorship.
Yeah, we've even gotten a strike for being so anti-censorship. So.
Yeah, remember that? Huh?
Yeah. Don't talk about having COVID. Oh. Oops.
Oh, sugar.
Misinformation strike incoming.
I mean, I think that's it for the I mean, is it really ever it for the hypocrite shit? You know what I mean? That's I just made a new rap, right? Is it ever really it for the hypocrite shit? Oh, I'm actually make Suno make us a song about that.
Please do. I mean, normally I'd feel compelled to add to that freestyle, but the beating I just took with all those.
What was it called again? Is it ever really it with the hypocrite shit?
Hypocrite shit.
Check it out. Ready? Give me fucking 30 seconds. All right? Buy me 30 seconds and we're gonna have ourselves a rap song called Is It Ever Really It with the Hypocrite Shit?
Hypocrite shit. Okay. You're gonna put that shit on a flip, maybe in the slip. No, I'm not gonna do it. All right, so let me see what some of y'all got here. Some of the comments I read may be repeats from earlier, which is quite all right. If you didn't join us earlier, I'd say please continue to join us. Hit the subscribe button if you have not, whether you agree or disagree with us. Hit the thumbs up. That just helps to champion us to get challenged. A lot of people here want to see us challenged. Well, spread it around a little bit and bring them over here, or bring yourself over here, and let's have a conversation.
They want to see us mentally challenged, you know?
Oh, man.
Huh?
Well,
get it? Huh? Anybody?
I mean,
nobody.
I will concede to the fact that I am clearly mentally challenged. I mean, did you just see what happened in my chair and that whole little rigmarole?
All right, I got ready. The song's ready.
A good stretch and a thigh bone. Yeah, go ahead.
Is it called Is It Ever Really It with the Hypocrite Shit? It's raw and unfiltered energy, rap heavy bassline, hip hop, boom, bap beat with chopped soul samples. Are you ready?
Bring it.
You ready for this?
Y'all ready for this now? Yeah.
Oop, I gotta turn the volume on.
How dare you?
What a great song. Like anytime we do a little word rhyme, we should just automatically go to Suno and see what happens. Okay. So from here on out, if anybody accidentally does a sentence rhyme, we take that sentence and see what Suno does for us. Okay, deal?
All right, I'm down with that.
That's a stuck in the middle deal.
Set in stone.
Come on. Let's see what the voice sounds like. Here we go.
Spitting gospel, but your mouth full of sin, huh? Claim the high road, but you stuck in the spin, huh? Preaching loyalty, hands dirty with the grin, bruh. Snakes in the garden, shedding skin under moonlight. Talk peace, but your words cut sharper than a knife fight. Two-faced, 2 lanes, crash in your own
chorus.
Is it ever really it with the hypocrite shit? Say you walk the walk, but you slip when you spit. Claiming truth, but your truth counterfeit.
Damn.
Is it ever really it with
All right, we got to publish this on the Stuck website. I mean, what a great. This is going to be for the intro one time. Is it ever really it with the hypocrite shit? I love it. Damn.
It fits with our reoccurring.
You know what? It's almost. You know what? It's almost a good outro, bro. It's almost a good outro. Like,
oh, I'd say so.
We can make this. We can make this a good outro. Not right now because we didn't start the outro on time. We're gonna do our normal outro, but this could be an outro. Is that really it with the hypocrite shit? I love it. I'm in love. I'm in love.
We got This Goes Hard. Damn right.
It does, right? Holy crap. How you feeling?
I love that we clearly talked about a topic that is still passionately being discussed.
Which is what?
I won't deny if it wasn't for that thing that's like mandatory called sleep, I would do an all-night damn stream.
Which topic?
Well, there's still talk about the Medicaid and SNAP and the shutdown. Shadow 1949. You're talking about $700 billion for Medicaid and SNAP. How much does it cost to subsidize Obamacare? And just this is going to be a long one for me to read all of these comments, but I'm going to do it because that's what I do.
That's one thing that I'm always interested to put on. But on the YouTube chat, you can put no DVR, so like that way the chat kind of stays up to date with what's being spoken about, and only when you replay can you go back and comment. Maybe, I'm not sure how it goes, but when you put no DVR, there's kind of an incentive, so when someone just tunes in, they can't scroll back and start chatting about something that was talked about an hour ago, or so to speak.
Oh,
so,
that's what that is.
Yeah, like, so you turn off. So that may be something we check out. That, I mean, it's just a way to keep the conversation kind of in order, but I don't mind, people, going off tangent either. So really, I don't
Brother,
know.
I think, did we just get our very first Stuck member just now?
I have no idea. Did we?
Yeah, Star for Truth, brother. Welcome to Little Stuck. First member.
Oh yeah, that's right. So there's a little stuck and there's a lot of stuck. Right now you're a little stuck. So he gets all the stuff that we've done previously, and
access
I think
to the
what?
No, access to the shows that were automatically privatized.
Okay, good. So right now we're not on the hook for a members only show yet. That's on the lot of stuck. Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be bonus content coming.
We're gonna add emojis and all that fun stuff. Like, how come it doesn't say on YouTube chat anywhere that we got a member?
Thank you for that support, brother. Sincerely, thank you, all of you, for even just being here, regardless of agreeing, regardless of disagreeing. No matter how far across the spectrum we are, as long as we can be civil, there's no hatred in me for any of you. Okay, maybe if we start talking about, I hate the Jews, you might have me a little in my feels, but I ain't gonna have hate. It's not in my nature, and it's not how my family raised me.
I'm kind of mad that I can't see the membership anywhere. There we go. Oh yeah, Star. Okay, gotcha. I just turned the chat to something else. Okay, perfect.
You know what? To me, this is a monumental occasion.
Appreciate y'all.
And I'm gonna take a picture of that so I can post it. Thanks, brother, man. Thank you. I look forward to the next time you're on panel. I was on Harloa's panel, I think, last Sunday. Hope to see you soon, man. I don't think I said that right. Hope to see you soon. And
we definitely got to support them panel and stuff like that. Yeah, we definitely got to get Dave on and Steve on eventually. So listen, we're just getting back into the swing of things. We are gonna eventually start to be better at cross promoting, officially and guesting and having, other guests on here. So just bear with us. We appreciate you all hanging in. I think we did the damn thing, Eli. What do you think?
Damn thing.
I think we did the damn thing.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. It always feels good. When that intro music, when the outro music comes on, it's always like a sign of like, all right, we got through it. And sometimes it's a disappointment because it's like, we want to keep going, actually. Remember we used to do a post show after this? Remember that?
Yeah,
We'd take
we
like
were
a
in
half an hour
studio.
break, get drunk and do a post show.
And I may just crack one open when I visit you, but that's
hell yeah. But
in the future.
That's
we'll
for old
see.
time's sake,
Damn right. But there's some people that are really rooting for me to never go back to the dark side. Anyway, we'll
I
talk
am.
about that.
I'm one of
all
those
this
people.
And more. We have so much more, guys. We never have a shortage because of the world we live in. And for that very reason, you can count on Stuck in the Middle to always have a little something, something. And remember, you can impact the show simply by leaving a comment, a suggestion, an email, a call. All ways to reach us are yours for the taking. God bless, guys, and thank you again.
Thank you for everyone who hopped in the chat. Thank you for everyone who gave us a super chat. Thank you for a Star for Truth for being a member. That's awesome. That's our first one back at it. We're racking them back up. So thank you again so much. We are going to try to do a Saturday show as well. Actually get 3 shows in. We'll see how it goes. I know we had a guest scheduled, but I'm not sure how that's going or if it's going. But Eli and I will discuss that off air. Thank you so much for all of us, Chopin. Yes, thank you so much, Knight, as well. We appreciate
callers,
you.
thank you.
TZ.
Yes.
TZ says, hey, I remember those post shows. Hell
Amen.
yeah. Hell
Yeah,
yes. All right. Listen, until the next one, we'll see y'all later. Thank you so much. Deuces.
Peace.
Deuces.
Yeah.